depression and schizophrenia.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Get a Walco blankie for your pool this summer and save water evaporation and money. Walco.com.au.
Socceroos captain Matt Ryan has defended his side against criticism over its form at the Asian Cup. Australia had struggled to score goals before their 4-0 thumping of Indonesia in the round of 16. Ryan says their hopes of winning the title are still alive, and that's what matters most.
The most important thing is the results, and there can be a lot of outside noise and all that about the team should be doing this and doing that, but football isn't easy. I feel that we've still got a lot of improvement in us, and I think that's a good sign moving forward.
And reigning supercars champion Brodie Kostecki is reportedly on the verge of quitting Erebus Motorsport after falling out with his team. Now checking 5AA traffic.
We've got you covered for shade this summer. Visit the Outdoor Scene's new location, Wilton Avenue, Somerton Park.
Afternoon, crash to look out for at Marion at the moment. It's on Marion Road near Quick Road, causing delays heading out now. Works at Seekner pretty slow at the moment. Tapley's Hill Road near Grange Road, quite busy with works at Gillis Plains, Green Junction Road near Blacks Road, and getting busy on the drive home. Lots of traffic, Main North Road at Enfield. Cameras today, Coromandel Parade, Blackwood and Lionel Avenue at Blair Athol. Dan Murphy's don't match, they beat prices like Martel Blue Swift, 700ml, $109 for My Dan's members. Ends Monday. Choose your drink wise, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The latest forecast, mostly sunny for the rest of today. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, back to 25 for a top after getting down to 14 overnight. Then mostly sunny, up to 28 on Thursday. Currently 24. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, Adelaide's crime hotspots revealed and the call for tougher action. The battle to keep a struggling Western Suburbs hospital open. Cost of living claims an icon. Australia's famous vacuum retailer Godfrey's in administration after almost 100 years. And the simple salt switch that could help reduce your blood pressure. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G.
Welcome along, 5 minutes after 4 on this wonderful sunny Tuesday afternoon. Hopefully it's going very nicely for you. It's time to chat sport as we kick into the back end of the day with Stephen Rowey and Timmy G. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Sammy. It's almost the perfect Adelaide day, isn't it? 26, no wind. Now, we're getting closer to you-know-what. Australian Open, Timmy, done.
It's done and dusted.
Test cricket, done.
Over.
Baseball this weekend will be done. We win the Collection Shield. That'll be great.
Yeah, back to back.
36ers lose Friday. They'll be done. Reds don't pull their finger out. They'll be done. Redbacks, well, they're probably already done. You know what that means, Timmy G. Anything to insert a song to get the mood up in this little sport room. Whoa. Footy's all but back. AFL's almost back. 24 days' time, Crows v Port at Albion. I love this time of year. Do you? Like I love it.
It's January 30. So haven't we really brought the calendar forward from once upon a time when you would be training at this time of the year thinking, oh, this is going forever. Pre-season's
we're going to get all the way through to March.
Yeah, and we're probably not playing a trial game till March 18 or something. And it's like, well, the season starts.
Oh, God.
A lot earlier with the zero round or the whatever they want to call it.
Opening round.
Yeah, opening round. I mean, you've got Heineken Zero and all the rest of it. Now you've got AFL Zero. Unbelievable.
Have you ever drunk that Heineken Zero? Who would do that?
I did once.
Just the once?
Once.
Oh, who'd
Never,
do it?
ever again.
Last year, Wayne Miller played 22 games, and some would say, by his numbers, career best.
It was great.
He did. He made that halfback flank his own. He's got that running power, that running carry, and I think it was one of the main reasons why the Crows were so good offensively. They could score because getting in quick, you can see what happened.
Beautiful
Well,
skills.
mid-December this time last year, he had a hamstring strain. And sadly, he's done another one on the same leg. So that's not ideal. He's had his scans. We can report it has shown a strain. Be a minimum 3 weeks. Now, I always know if it's 3, it's 4. Because you'll always give that extra week. So
this time of year especially.
Well, you do. Don't risk
No
it.
risk.
He's a running machine. So I'd say the Crows game v Port at Albion on the 23rd of Feb might be in some doubt. I mean, that's only 24 days away. But I want to do a couple of things. I've rated my running defenders in this order, right, on the back of last year's form.
Yep.
Miller is number 1. Metres gained, 22 games, the way he uses the ball, his run, his dash, his carry. Closely behind him, Smith. Smithy had another terrific year, super experienced. Hinge, he's a little bit different but can play that role. Jones is another one that can run and carry and do it, and Hamill. So there are your 5. I know Keane can do it, but he's more a lockdown. Michael Lenny is a lockdown. Then there's Josh Worrell again. Now, the better of all of them is Dawson, who sometimes goes back, but he's more a midfielder
rare these
now.
days.
No, he's a midfielder. So I haven't got him in there. I've named 8 players before I've thought of this next one. Leads me to this. Rory Sloane is eyeing a defensive role next year. Have a listen.
Meanwhile, Rory Sloane could be eyeing a move to defence. The Crows testing the waters today, shifting the veteran to the back line on Ben Keys.
Thanks to Channel 9, that grab. Now, I did scratch my head a bit. Now, look, we all love Rory, but that's sort of like trying to find a place, I think. He is a midfielder who can have a squirt in there, who can go forward, and he can play on the wing. He's showing all of that. I'd be amazed if he's in front of any of them.
I would think that one of your strengths last year was your defence. And even when Nick Murray went out, it was like one up, next one in, and never missed a beat. So I would say that's one of your strengths. I actually thought the beginning of the season, where Rory was playing wing and mid, was probably the perfect role
I think that's
for
his
his
role.
experience, and I think that's where he plays his best football.
Yeah, but let's not search.
No,
you've got a bloke
no,
called
I'm with
Bokey
you.
that might don't
No.
reach, don't search. Why after
Yeah.
250 great games we'll be looking at playing in defence?
You don't reinvent.
No, you don't.
I don't think at that age.
People say, "Well, Zeeble did and this person did." No.
You know what? It's a
no.
bit like Steve Smith at 34 going to Open.
Oh, you won't let that go,
No, I
will
won't.
you?
I know he made 91, but I'm telling you.
But I do see Rory in their best 23, 24, and it leads us to this. There's 4 benchmen, and his versatility, his leadership, he can go forward, he can go back and do a role. Say, for instance, that it was tough in the 3rd or 4th quarter.
Yeah.
He needed to win out of the centre.
Get him
First
in.
bloke you look at is Rory Sloane.
Yeah.
That, for me, is his role.
That's how he started last year. I loved it.
That is. Now, there's talk the AFL's going to scrap the sub and just put an extra on the bench.
Well,
so
that's-
5 in us.
That's sensible.
Well, there's his role. But do you like that? I do.
Look, I don't like sub.
No.
I've never have.
No.
We've had 2 reiterations of it, and I don't like either of them. The players didn't like it. They got rid of it the first time, and I think it's happening again. And we've just got to get to the number that we need on the bench and say, well, that's it.
Yeah.
Because, you know what, 5 for me is getting a bit much.
It is a
I mean,
10,
you know
isn't it?
what, sometimes, and we've spoken about this before, you've won a game when, 2 people got injured, you go, it was a gutsy win, wasn't it? Everybody had to fight it out, you beauty. But now it's like, well, we lost rotations. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Sometimes that can happen in a game.
It can.
5 people, you've got to be able to cover that.
We'll get back to that. I'm a bit of a wordsmith, and I like it when you rule out big words. What was that word? Alliteration?
Reiteration.
Reiteration.
What
It means it was there once upon a time, and then you tried to do another version of it.
You wordsmith, you. You swallowed a dictionary. So the AFL Commission next Monday, they're going to meet. They're going to discuss and decide on these 3 things.
Yep.
5 on the bench, scrub the sub. A mid-season trade this year. And the other one, it's going to be a rule tweak. We heard about this one on the Maynard bump. In other words, you hurt your opponent's head. We don't care if it's an accident, an incident, a collision. We do not care.
Yeah.
You knock him out, you'll get weak.
Open the door on him at training.
There you go. So our game will not
Out.
cater for accidents.
No, correct. That's the way it's going.
Is that what we want? God, I've been banging on about this for years.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Should the AFL scrap the sub and just have 5 on the bench? 822 300 $50 Powers voucher. Just a yay or a nay. And as we said, we open with our little theme. That's what we It's footy. No, we're getting into it, Timmy. Now, what's the latest on Port?
Training all right. There's been probably a little report, just Rosie hasn't done full sessions, so he's being managed at the moment. I'm not sure what the issue is, but it's not as if he's going to be hindered at all, but I just think they're managing him at this stage. I'm not sure what the ailment is, but he's been sort of doing a lot of stuff where he's on the track and then he goes off and gets managed, so I'm not sure where that's at.
Well, we'll have to get to the bottom of that.
I think Aaliyah a little bit similar too. I think it might have been a bit tight in the hip flexor. These are no serious no serious issues. So
very common
no
for this
problem
time of
there.
year.
So, but other than that, a few people training the house down, which is great. A lot of players obviously wanting spots, and you heard Tom Cleary actually put his hand up to play wing. Now, a lot of people might not know that Tom's an exceptional endurance runner.
Yeah.
He's been right up
I
there.
don't mind that.
Yeah, top sort of 5 in that endurance type stuff. The when they used to go around do the 2.2s and all that sort of testing. So he's quite good there. He's 6'4". It'd be a case. I think he personally, I admire him. He's gone, well, I can see what they've brought in. I might put my hand up for another position because it might be a bit hard to get in the seniors up, down, back.
Yeah, well, we know Dersma's out. I looked at that because generally when you structure up a team, there's what they call a wing back.
Yeah.
So he's a wing that works
Which
from the
Dersma
back
did
half.
very well.
Exactly right. And they work between the two arcs, but it's more a wing back. And the other one, you can make him a little bit more attacking. And I had 3 names, Cleary, little Lockie Jones, who you know I love, or even a Mackenzie, I know he's done it. But I'll ask you this, you're the port man. I want you to rate your wingman.
Yep.
So who's going to get those roles?
Yeah, look.
And then where does Boakey fit in yours? Where you
So
go?
what they actually have been doing is using Dersma last season on one and then using that other wing for another mid.
Well, it better not be Ollie Wallens.
So, yeah.
I've scrapped it. Please don't be Ollie.
Yeah.
And they did last year. You were very critical of that.
Yeah, I'd like to see Ollie in the middle. If he's going to play, he's in the middle. It's a bit like Rory.
Yeah.
That's their go-to.
They're balls.
That's their go-to.
They're balls.
So, look, for mine, and this is probably... I know
See if yours matches up with mine.
Well,
there you go.
Firstly, they're going to give Jace Burgoyne first crack.
Yeah.
And I understand that, and I think that's fair and reasonable.
Yep.
But
I haven't got him my number 1, but I've got him in there.
Bergman's the number 1.
That's mine.
Yeah. Bergman's the number 1. And it's like school, looking
Timmy,
over there.
Timmy, all due credit to yourself.
But Bergman...
He's
he can do it. And look, the thing about Burgers is he can play back very well, and he plays the wing very well. So I like him because he's a very long kick, and he can, when he gets a crack at goal, he started on the wing against Brisbane last year, round 1. I thought this is him for the year, but as we saw, he ended up going down back and playing very well there.
I always ask as a selector, because I have been for a number of years, as I know you have, I say to myself when I think, where have they played their best footy? Where have they played their absolute best footy?
And
where been the wing?
Where do they hurt the opposition?
And that's the follow-on for it.
And as an opposition coach, I always look at the opposition and go, who's going to hurt me?
Yes.
And I've got to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
How do I curb that? So he's that player. So I think it is then Jace who's going to get that first crack at it. Josh Sin, of course, who's not quite been able to string games together.
Yep.
He was recruited as a wingman. He played his early stuff that I thought was very impressive. He's powerful, quick, long kick, good skill. So I think I'd like to see him come of age. The other one that can be used on a wing and is very dangerous is Kane Farrell.
Yeah, his name there as well.
It can really penetrate, and beautiful kick again. The other guy, a little bit left field for mine, and I know that Tom Cleary's definitely left field, but young Hugh Jackson. Now, you probably haven't seen a lot of this kid.
No.
He's a bit like your Taylor. You know, Zach Taylor?
Yes.
He's a bit like that, where they're lightly framed. They're finding their craft in the sample, and they're about to, I think, both of them probably step up a bit. And Hugh Jackson played some very good football late for the Maggies, and I think to myself, he might be one that gets a game this year, potentially on the wing.
You've named 6 players before you've mentioned T. Boak. So T. Boak's my Rory Sloane.
Yeah, but I'm not playing Travis as a permanent wing back that we spoke about. He's not replacing Xavier Dersma.
So if there's 5 on the bench, he's that perfect man.
Yeah, correct.
He can go on the midfield, he can go on the wing, he can go forward, he can do all of that.
And that's why they use that other wing for that. And it's more of an attacking role, which I think Trav would prefer to do.
There's one thing I do know about Boakey and Rory. They'll find a way.
Yeah, that's right.
They just find a way, don't they?
And they both did last year.
They did. 82230000. As we said, the AFL Commission will meet, discuss and decide. 5 on the bench, scrap the sub, a mid-season trade, and the Maynard rule. 82230000. We'll do a straw poll. Have you say yay or nay?
17 minutes after 4. We're going to have a chat with Darren Cahill later in the program, along with Australian Open men's doubles champ Matthew Ebden tonight on the program. And also, we're going to speak to the AFL Games record holder, Brent Boomer Harvey. He's coming to town, and he'll be here to chat to us very shortly as well. Your calls, 82230000. It's 18 after 4.
Rowey and Timmy G on the FIVEAA Sports Show. FIVEAA News has always been Adelaide's most trusted source of news and information for the people of South Australia. And in 2024, we're taking news to the next level. Joining the Adelaide newsroom are two of the most respected and credentialed news people in South Australia, Graham Goodings and Jess Adamson. Get the absolute latest on what's happening in your city every morning with the names you can trust. Graham Goodings and Jess Adamson, part of FIVEAA's award-winning news team in 2024.
Are we ready to hit the road?
I think so, but let's do one final check.
Okay, recovery kit,
Check.
torque winch,
Check.
tyre deflator,
Tick.
air compressor,
Got that.
recovery jack,
No.
Hello, thanks for calling TJM.
recovery jack.
Check.
Before you go off-road, check out your local TJM store. TJM doesn't just sell 4x4 equipment and accessories. TJM sells confidence. So pick some up next time you're in. TJM. Visit TJM in Nailsworth and Clovelly Park.
Hey guys, it's Hayley and Lauren here from Adelaide. Come and join us at World Travel Fest by Phil Hoffman Travel. Let us help tailor your perfect holiday with over 50 cruise, tour and airline operators and the best holiday deals from around the globe. Come and speak to the experts with free entry and holidays to be won. Sunday, the 4th of February at the Adelaide Convention Centre. Register today at worldtravelfest.com.au.
Now, it's fair to say the best pubs, cafes, takeaways, pizza bars in South Australia are supplied by Galipo Foods. Now, it's no wonder Galipo Foods are considered to be South Australian-owned specialists in food service distribution.
Timmy, they just do it so well. Galipo Foods, they source, supply everything to run your commercial kitchen, from major brands right the way through to exclusive boutique food products. Their buying power is incredible.
And they just keep getting voted
They
number
do.
one, don't they? They've got huge buying power, and Galipo give all of their customers a competitive edge in the marketplace. So it's basically a win-win.
It is a win-win. And as we know, Galipo Foods also focus on giving outstanding service, which is why they've been voted number one in Australia 5 times. So if you want the best, I know, that's a handful. So if you want the best for your business, and who doesn't?
It's a Michelle.
Make sure you give Galipo Foods a call. You can't go wrong. GalipoFoods.com.au.
This is what it sounds like to win the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery. Speechless. The $3.6 million grand prize could be your new life at Henley Beach in a fully furnished Scott Salisbury dream home. Let that sink in. Homelottery.com.au. Join the fight and support life-changing medical research for all South Australians. Licence M14493.
Who's giving away life-changing cash every night this week?
Deal or no deal?
Sounds exciting, Grant Denyer. When's it on?
6 p.m. tonight.
Deal or no deal?
6 p.m. weeknights on 10 and 10 Play.
Here's a podcast for you. Tell Me What to Read, brought to you by Booktopia, is your bite-sized weekly dive into the world of books. I'm Ben Hunter. Join me and guests every week as we give you a sneak peek into the next new releases. There's celebrity memoirs, thrillers, romance, cookbooks, even books for the kids. I'll also give you the heads up on those breakthrough authors, those hidden gems. Download Tell Me What to Read on the Smooth Player app or wherever you get your podcasts.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
This is the FIVEAA Sports Show.
It's 22 minutes after 4. Matt Ebden to join us very shortly, Australian Open doubles champion. And we love your calls. Get involved in the program, 8223 0000. $50 Pals voucher. Scrap the sub this year, yes or no? 8223 0000. Let's quickly check your traffic.
G'day there, got a crash at Marion to look out for. It's Marion Road near Quick Road. It's creating really big delays on Marion Road at Dawes Road as well, so avoid that if you can on the drive home. Got works at Winvale slowing things up, the Golden Way near Grenfell Road. Quite busy at the moment at Welland, Port Road near Welland Avenue. And look out for cameras on the drive home, Lionel Avenue, Blair Athol, and Main North Road at Enfield. Deal or No Deal is giving away life-changing cash every night this week. Don't miss Deal or No Deal, 6 p.m. tonight on 10 and 10 Play. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Unique home style food text. How's this one? Is it possible for Rowe to shut the insert swear word here long enough for Tim to get a full sentence out? Was I jumping all over you in that opener?
No,
I can sometimes. I do get a bit toey at times, Timmy.
Yeah.
So just put your
I
hand
think
up
it's a
and-
beautiful day. It's up and about. You're ready. You're excited about the tune.
The tune, the
everything
footy
about
tune.
football.
I'll tell you what, this story here has amazed me. A, for the timing. B, it's akin to finish at the top of your game and then walking out. Brodie Kostecki. Now, a lot of people might not know him. We've met him. Loveliest bloke when we had that week.
Up the Gold Coast.
Yeah. He won the Supercars Championship in an Erebus Motorsport Coca-Cola Chev Camaro last season. 6 wins, 18 podiums, 10 poles, 28 races. He wasn't dominant, but God, he drove well. He had an outstanding year. Outstanding. So he is the Brownlow medalist of the Supercars.
Correct.
So think about that.
Yep.
In the prime of his life, he's 26.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got plenty of time.
Sensational year, and it was for the driver of the car and the team. Reports today, Brodie is on the brink of quitting after a fallout with the CEO, Barry Ryan. Now, there's not a lot of detail in that, but I'm thinking to myself, if I'm the owner of Erebus, I'm going to be harder to find a championship driver than it would be a CEO. So I just put my business hat on.
That's okay.
I'm saying, mate,
all right.
He's digging the holes. He's winning the championships. He's driving the races. What's this bloke do?
Yeah.
I mean, he counts,
Okay, so you're in business.
Yeah.
Would you ask, firstly, what's the fallout over?
Well, that's what we need, and we're going to get to the bottom of that.
So if it's basically he refuses to fit windscreens,
yeah,
what do you say?
Oh, well, yeah. But you're right. You've got to get...
What is the issue? What is the issue?
Now, we don't know the issue.
Because
neither party's talking.
Correct. The team might be saying, no, we're backing the CEO on this because that's our team.
He's been a smart
That's
ass.
our team ethos or whatever it might be.
Yeah. We're a month from the start of the season, the 24 season.
Oh, it's not good.
Well, it's not. He's contracted for this year, and he's thinking of walking away. Now, it's not as if he can just ring another team because all drivers are full. They call them seats. All the seats are full. Yeah. So another team now has to sack Rowe or Tim Ginniver to give Brodie Kostecki a drive.
Yeah.
Now, I don't reckon they'll do that. And the other thing is this CEO has got a replacement driver.
Already,
I think it's Hazelwood.
Todd Hazelwood.
Yeah,
backup driver. They've been expecting to announce for a while.
Whatever this issue, it must be the franchise must be saying we're backing him. We're backing the CEO.
It's reading that way.
It is, isn't it?
It's reading that way. That's a massive story.
Oh, it's massive.
That is a massive story.
Did he refuse to drink Coca-Cola? Because it'd have to be something as big as that. Well,
I don't want to sound rude, but he's been drinking Coca-Cola. I mean, he has a...
Well, he did it on the podium when he won the championship.
He's a pretty big rooster.
Yeah. But this is a big story, and for mine, it's like, okay, so...
And it's an ever-breaking story.
Why would you break away? It'd have to be a serious issue.
And the other side of it, too, is his aspirations are to maybe go to the States and drive like Shane Van Gisbergen in the NASCAR. So what does that do now for his future if he is falling out with his team?
Well, they don't hand those seats out like Woolies either.
And when you're not driving, well, you're not as, what would you say, you're not as much on the radar, are you?
Well, you don't want him to be a one-hit wonder. Loveliest lad.
I can't understand why this is broken
And what does it mean for supercars is the other question too. You're now without Shane Van Gisbergen, Scott McLaughlin, who left for IndyCar a few years ago, and now without the champion of last series.
The last three winners. Brodie Kostecki.
It's a big hit.
It's a big hit.
I want to know the nitty gritty of this.
Got to break this down because I'm with you. You sort of go, well, if the CEO's causing the issue, well, you can like you said,
find one of them.
Get on Seek.com. But very hard to get a number one driver.
Well, what's the core business? What's the core business?
Well, it's the cars, winning
races,
the car.
the driver.
Yeah.
You need a driver. You need a great car, so you need the two. I get that.
He's
the
champ.
I reckon the first thing that goes out of a business is the numbers man, the accountant. We don't need you.
Wow.
We can get another numbers man. Yeah. Have you say? That's a massive story.
It is a big
Stay with us because when we hear updates, we'll feed you up.
We certainly will. 4:30 headlines are coming up, and we'll chat to Matthew Ebden, who won the doubles at the Australian Open for our Aussies, on the other side of this.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA Breakfast.
you see this rampage that these six youths went on? One of them, a girl aged 11 from Smithfield. There's a 15-year-old boy from Windvale, a 14-year-old boy from Paralowie, 16-year-old boy from Blakeview. 3:30 a.m. So remember, this is back to school day, by the way. Monday.
Well,
Informing Adelaide.
the horse has bolted with all of these kids.
Yes.
And the reason it's bolted is their parents.
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA.
Get out of the way, mate! Oh my God! What is this guy doing right up my arm? Thanks for that. I'll just stop right here. No, don't worry about it. Fine. Sakes, move! The police are coming! Move out of the way! Thanks for letting me in. Are you for real? Get out of my way! What the hell, mate? Is he actually serious? What the
Beat the heat. Keep cool with Fix Now, Pay Later options available. Book now. For great service guaranteed, call 1300 Automasters.
Stick with your industry super fund in retirement and your money could go further. Visit compareyourretirement.com today.
Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance. Consider the fund's PDS and whether the product is right for you.
It's time to take a closer look at a Peugeot with drive-away offers on new and demo SUVs. Like the Peugeot 2008 GT SUV from an alluring drive-away price. This uniquely designed and elegantly styled compact SUV is guaranteed to stand out from the crowd. Take advantage of new and demo SUVs available for prompt delivery while stocks last. T's and C's apply. Head to Peugeot.com.au or visit your local Peugeot dealer today.
Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a contagious virus causing respiratory illness in older adults and death among the frail elderly. While vaccines to fight the disease have been approved overseas, Fusion Clinical Research is holding a trial in Adelaide to find a remedy for Australia. If you're between 60 and 85 and interested in participating, go to fusiontrials.com.au. You'll be reimbursed for your time helping Australia's elderly into the future. That's fusiontrials.com.au.
If you're looking for curtains, blinds or awnings, explore all the possibilities at Rundle Blinds and Curtains, Adelaide's premier window furnishings company at Kings Park. Call Rundle Blinds and Curtains or drop in to find out about incredible January special offers, including double Qantas points on the entire Luxaflex collection. Yes, double Qantas points on the entire Luxaflex collection. Don't wait, come into our Kings Park showroom. Call us on 8274 1210 or go online at rundleblinds.com.au.
Move out of the way! Thanks for letting me in. Are you for real? What the hell, mate? Is he actually serious?
Keep your cool in traffic with ice cold aircon from Automasters. Fix Now, Pay Later options available. Call 1300 Automasters.
This is Adelaide's 5AA.
David Bruce with the latest news headlines. The State Attorney-General is looking into the planned release of a man who helped cover up the bodies in the Barrels murders of the 1990s. It's not known which, if any, of the Godfrey stores in South Australia will be closed down after the company went into administration. The federal opposition says the government must do whatever it can to preserve the relationship between Australia and Papua New Guinea after China's wooing of our northern neighbour, and former Test captain Mark Taylor believes the Aussies need to take a good look at its top batting order in the wake of their defeat at the hands of the West Indies. Now checking 5AA traffic.
We've got you covered for shade this summer. Visit the Outdoor Scene's new location, Wilton Avenue, Somerton Park.
At Davern Park, a crash on Peachy Road near Bulkington Road. Marion, another collision there. Marion Road near Quick Road. Got some really solid delays in all directions there. Busy at the moment. Tapley's Hill Road at Glenelg North. Quite slow for works at Seaton. Tapley's Hill Road near Grange Road. Speeds at 40. With cameras Airport Road, Brooklyn Park and Happy Valley Drive at Happy Valley. With Keno Go, only 3 minutes away from a whopping $40 million jackpot. Play with only $2. Download the Keno Go app and start playing today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The latest forecast, mostly sunny today. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, back to 25. Currently, 25. More news at 5 and, as it happens, on 5AA.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
28 minutes to 5. We've got Brent Harvey joining us on the program later and killer Darren Cahill to join us after Yannick Sinner's Great Australian Open win on Sunday night. 8223 0000 is the number. This was another great moment at the Australian Open. It went a little bit under the radar, but it was fantastic for our Aussie tennis fans.
Better history for Bopana. 7-6, 7-5. Magnetton picks up his second Grand Slam men's doubles championship after Wimbledon here in Australia.
Yeah, on the long weekend, I stayed up with the wife and watched this game. Absolutely enthralling. It was terrific fun to watch and a great victory for our own Matt Ebden, but also his partner, Rowan Bopana. Let's get on Matty Ebden. G'day, Matt.
Good afternoon, guys. Thanks for having me.
Hey, congratulations, first of all, mate. That is a fantastic win. Certainly not an easy one, was it?
Thanks. Yeah, no, it's no. I mean, there's the word easy and winning Grand Slams doesn't go in the same dictionary book. It's an epic fortnight, but not only just to win that tournament, like especially in doubles, to form a partnership that's capable of winning a slam. It's taken us 1 year of hard work, and we've finally got there.
Now, did you team up with Rowey because he makes you look like a rookie?
Well, a youngster, I hope you mean. But,
yes, exactly.
No secret. I obviously played singles about 17 years, and then this last few years transitioned a bit to doubles, and now I'm often the youngest one on the court in the doubles matches these days, which is kind of interesting, as because singles, getting towards the end of my singles career, I was this sort of older, experienced guy. Now in the doubles, a lot of the doubles guys are still older than me. So, I'd take the youthfulness from that.
So how did you team up with Rowan? How the connection get made?
Yeah, I think going back just over a year, I mean, after that 2022 season, after we'd won Wimbledon, and not together with a fellow Aussie, and final of Australian Open, but then my Aussie partner was wanting to play singles more, and I needed a full-time doubles partner to commit to, trying to win all the Masters and the Slams and get to number one and commit all year together and build that partnership. And at the end of that season, kind of me and Bopana were the only two sort of in the top 20, top 30 looking for another partner as well. And you kind of have to both be in that top ranking segment or else you won't even get in any of the big tournaments together.
Right.
So options kind of were few. And because everyone in that top 20, top 30 are all paired up already, that everyone has their partners from the previous years or they've had long-term partnerships already. So we've known each other a long time. When I was playing singles, Bobs was playing doubles, and I actually hit with him when he was here for Hopman Cup in Perth 15 years ago when he was still playing singles, and so we knew each other since back then. And he was playing on the juice side of the court on the right. I was playing on the ad side on the left, and we thought that would work, and we thought our games, might complement each other as well. And so we thought to give it a crack and have a try, and it's turned out better than probably even expected.
Congratulations, Matt. It's your third Grand Slam doubles title. One of them obviously is a mix. Did I read correctly that you guys had 26 winners and not one unforced error?
Yeah, I did see that stat, and a few people asked us that in some interviews, and it's shocking to sort of hear, but I suppose that's probably slightly more possible in doubles than singles because the points are all sort of forced. They're all sort of serves or big volleys or whatever. So if you do miss a shot, it's probably forced by the opponent from a great first serve or an overhead from them or a passing shot or something like that. But I mean, it's obviously very clean. It means we didn't voluntarily miss any easy forehand or backhand or volleys or overheads or anything. So, obviously grateful that to bring that level on a Grand Slam final when it really, really matters.
Mm. How many more years has he got left in him? Because I've seen a couple of photos. I see how he moves. I need to see his birth certificate. I don't reckon he's 43. There you are.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at his beard and his hair. He's got a bit of grey there, and but no, he's moving well. He's got a full-time physio all day, every day, working on his body, and we keep each other. We push each other. Going into the partnership, I'd come off winning Wimbledon, and sort of said to him, I was like, mate, like, are you up for it this whole next year? I was like, I don't want to play around here. I want to go, I want to win the slams. I want to go for number one. Like, it's going to be an epic schedule and a tough, task. And, it's going to be a lot. And he was in for it, and I've got to give him credit. His commitment has been incredible, and everything I could have asked for and more from a partner. And I hope I've been the same for him. So it's turned out well.
Well, I'm sure you have. And I mean, you're 36 in tennis parlance and doubles. That's not bad. I mean, you must love the game, Matt. You've been around for years.
Yeah, it sort of seems that way now. I'm not as young as I used to be, I like to say, but it's sort of funny because it feels like just a few years ago I was sort of one of the young up and coming Aussie players, and I was number 2 in the country in singles and playing Davis Cup and top 40 in the singles and sort of one of those guys. But then the years go by, and all of a sudden you get towards 30, and you're like, geez, I've got to make the most of my last 5 years of this in singles. But I did always sort of play doubles as well, and the way I played singles, because I came to net a lot and used my volleys, I naturally played good doubles through those years, and I sort of had an inkling that maybe towards the end of my career I might have another little sub-career for another 5 years or something in doubles where I could try and win all the slams and do that. So that's kind of what's happened these last few years, and I'm just really grateful that it's all happened really fast.
Now, post this, you were sitting at number 4. You're now going to be number 2. But your partner, he goes from number 3. He's going to go to number 1. You've just made him number 1, mate. Carried him, matey.
Yeah. So we have exactly the same amount of points. So I mean, we call it tie 1. I think in 2 weeks I'll be 1, he'll be 2, just on the. Just how the digits are working. But yeah, I mean, every point he has is with me. Every point I have on our rankings, it's together.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we call ourselves the number 1 team, but yeah, we'll each have the 1 next to our name sooner or later.
I love it. Now you only dropped 2 sets all tournament, and
it feels like more than that.
Yeah, but you fought hard. But what was the toughest game? I just personally, the first round was unbelievable.
The first round was epic. We played fellow Aussies and friends of mine, and very, very good players. And we scraped through in a third set. It was windy out there. It was fast court. We're actually down some break points in the third set. I mean, we'd lose one of those points, we could have been out of their first round. But we got to the third set tiebreak, lifted our game finally, and won the third set tiebreak 10-2 on that one. So that was the clutch, the key. But could have easily have been out of there. And then even in the the semis, we went to another super tiebreak and played a few good matches in between. But that's what it's going to take to win Grand Slams. They're incredibly hard to win. Even if you're the favourite, even if you're meant to win them, they're still incredibly hard to win. The margins are super, super fine, often just 1 or 2 points in it. And, so a lot of things have to go your way. So I'm just glad that this one went our way.
Well done. Matthew Ebden, our guest, Australian Open men's doubles. I go back to 22, the Special Ks won the doubles. Then Ricky
against me.
Yeah, it was 2. It was 2. And then Ricky and then Jason Kubler won it in 23. Now you guys in 24. God almighty, there's been a
nice Aussie flavour about it.
A lovely Aussie flavour in the doubles, Matt.
Incredible. I've been shown and asked that, and I knew that too. And I'm just super proud to keep our Aussie Open trophy in the Australian family. I mean, to retain that trophy for Australia again, it's so awesome. And I mean, straight after Thanasi actually messaged me. We're good friends. We obviously played Davis Cup together, and congratulated me, and I said, yeah, thanks. But now I know how it's like to win in Melbourne. And I was like, yeah, Melbourne's pretty sweet, huh? And he was like, yeah, it's pretty cool. So I was like, glad we got the title after losing that final to them a couple of years ago.
Well, not easy, Matt, this whole journey, because there's a stat. Most Australian Open appearances before winning first men's double title.
Yeah.
Your partner, Rowan, 17 appearances, the most ever.
Yeah.
Yourself, 15. So this has not been an easy road.
No, not at all. But I mean, I would probably say 12 of my 15 there, I didn't focus or concentrate on doubles at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have entered and played with another singles player, sort of just for fun alongside the singles. But, our entire focus and practice and training and everything was all for singles. And then I would team up with a mate and have a crack at the doubles, just, have a go sort of thing. But probably about 3 years ago when I teamed up with JP Smith, and we made the quarterfinals. That was probably when I started taking doubles really seriously that year and really practicing doubles, training doubles specifically.
Yep.
And that we were in quarterfinals that year. We lost 6-4 in the third set to the guys who won it. The following year with Max, we made the final, lost to Nick and Thanasi. Last year, teamed up with Rohan, and we lost first round. And this year we got the title. So there's four. I would say, yeah. So four of those I've definitely been focusing on the doubles. The other ones I played, but I mean I was focusing on the singles for sure.
So what happens now when you're a champion of Wimbledon and a champion at the Australian Open in Melbourne? Do you get like a life pass as far as?
Yeah, it's a good question, and you're on the money. Yeah, so yeah, there's a thing at the slams, in the Grand Slams, called the Last 8 Club. So basically, if you make the last 8 in singles, meaning the quarterfinals or the semi-finals or better in doubles, or even mixed doubles, the final, I think, you become a member of the Last 8 Club at that Grand Slam, and for the rest of your life, you and one guest can go back every year and be a guest of the tournament and. Have your guest passes and be a guest.
How good's
and then now having won Wimbledon and obviously Australia again, I was lucky to win it in the mixed doubles some years back. So there's those things, and then I guess what's cool also is that later on in life, you can come back, you can play Legends doubles, you can play the exhibition events, and keep among the tennis family for the rest of your life, which is obviously awesome.
Well done.
That's excellent.
Gee, in 10 years' time, we'll see you sit next to Rod Laver, mate. In the old comfy seats, right at the end there, Matt.
Yeah, exactly.
What was your goose's neck for winning that?
For which?
Oh, well, the pay, the check. What'd you get for winning?
Should I say? I don't know. I think they quoted it at 700 split, maybe.
Okay, yeah.
That's not bad,
man. It's not. No, it's not. I mean, it's not singles, and it's not meant to be, but it's not too bad.
How good. We had the famous doubles, the Woodies, and we all know the Woodies, Matt, and you know the Woodies. I don't know what we're going to call you two, because I hope you stay together a bit. There's an Indian and an Aussie, and there's a Matt and a... Well, have you got a nickname yet in a row?
Not really. They called us Bopton, and then someone was joking from the Ninja Turtles that we were Bebop and Rocksteady.
Oh, I like it. Rogan Josh.
Names there.
But yeah, I mean, even in these interviews, it's sort of Bob's home slam too. They call it the Grand Slam of the Asia Pacific, and him being Indian, it's an Indian and an Aussie teaming up. So it's if he does have a home slam, this is it. So for us to team up and win here, it's pretty cool.
Matt, you know what? Mate. Longevity rewards, and longevity is what defines champions, and persistence and all those things, and resilience. You certainly show that, mate. I'm bloody wrapped for you. As I said, 3 Grand Slams, 2 in the doubles and 1 in the mix, mate. You got a lot more to go. Mate, thanks for picking up the phone, having a chat. Congratulations, enjoy, and let's hope you got many more up your sleeve.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, we'll do our best. And big year ahead. Obviously, all the other slams, the Masters, and it's an Olympic year, so let's look out for that one.
Oh, yes.
Fantastic.
So you won't be able to play with Rowan in the Olympics, will you?
No. Not in the Olympics, but I'll play with probably Max. Yeah, he's my Davis Cup doubles partner, and my partner from a couple of years ago we played together, but he's been focusing on the singles, so not the doubles, but we still play together in Davis Cup and that, and hopefully in the Olympics too, so we'll see.
You said Special K rang you. Did he ring and say, oh, God, I've made the wrong call. Why didn't I play with you, Matt? Did you say sucked in?
It's funny, actually, a story with Tanasi. His first ever tour event win in the main draw in the Brisbane tour event one year was with me in the doubles. We teamed up in the doubles, and the first match he ever won professionally was with me in doubles. So that's a fun fact.
Oh, Matt, well done, mate. Congratulations again, Matt. Be proud.
Thanks, guys. It's fun, and but yeah, just proud to represent Australia and try and keep these trophies at home.
Well done, mate. Congratulations and well done again.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
That's Matt Ebden, Australian Open men's double champion, along with Rowan Bopana, and it was a sensational game to watch. Great characters, the pair of them, and I really enjoyed seeing them win, but also their speeches afterwards were great.
Yeah. 43?
Yeah. And he was so entertaining, Rowan Bopana. Listen to him speak. He was just awesome about,
They're playing for
Matt
love.
say, I've got a masseur every day, making sure he can get through it.
But they're playing for love.
Yeah, but it's
for the love of the game.
The way they play together is quite smart. And the beauty of doubles is there's nowhere near the expenditure as far as you heard about the points and the like. You're not chasing down balls. You see those guys slide across. Dimanor's a great example of how much energy is burnt up. You don't have to do that because you're in this couple situation and being able to cover each other. And it's a very, very big team game, and I love it. And I think they love it too because you're celebrating with somebody else, the victory. And that's what I think in tennis they do love about doubles.
750,000. He didn't even know the figure. I'd know exactly what I'd won when he gets there. So what's that? 375,000 each.
It's not quite the
the men's and women's was 3.15 million.
Yeah, so
it's a lot of money.
Not quite the number, but yeah. And you know what? Nothing to sneeze at, and they certainly earned it because that first round, that was as tough a game as they had. That's why I asked the question, and he said, and only got down to 6-4 in the last set.
Yeah.
So,
quite amazing.
That was a cracker.
12 minutes to 5. We're going to keep taking your calls after the break. Scrap the sub, yes or no, 8223 0000. Let's check your roads.
A couple of crashes look out from the drive home. One at Davern Park, Peachy Road near Bolkington Road. Another one at Marion Road near Quick Road. And we're getting quite busy for works at Seaton, Tapley's Hill Road near Grange Road. Slow for works at Seaford Rise, Main South Road near Bakewell Drive, with a camera at Berrimah Road at Shadow Park. Deal or No Deal is giving away life-changing cash every night this week. Don't miss Deal or No Deal, 6 p.m. tonight on 10 and 10 Play. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Buying, selling, leasing or renting? When it comes to real estate, the right advice can save you thousands. Every Wednesday afternoon from 2 p.m, the expert team from Toop and Toop will join you for Real Estate Radio. You'll get the right advice from Adelaide's most awarded real estate firm, and for some individual advice, you can call the Real Estate Lounge from 2:30. Join me, Stacey Lee, and the expert team from Toop and Toop every Wednesday afternoon from 2 o'clock here on 1395 Adelaide's 5AA.
This is life-changing. The Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery's $3.6 million grand prize is spectacular seaside living at Henley Beach. You could be living on permanent holiday mortgage-free in a fully furnished Scott Salisbury home with $250,000 cash in the bank. Get your tickets now. Join the fight and support life-changing medical research for all South Australians. homelottery.com.au. Licence M14493.
Introducing the all-electric 7-seat Kia EV9. Silence never felt so loud. Visit kia.com.au to find out more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Now look, if you've been holding off on a roof restoration, well done, because you got the chance to get in touch with SA's own Focus Home Improvements.
Now, Focus Home Improvements, they only employ SA's finest tradespeople, so you're guaranteed to be in massively good hands.
Went out there and saw them, went into the Colonnade Shopping Centre, there they were, had a great chat and yarn, and I said about, okay, so then where do you get your tradespeople? And they said, yeah, they're our tradespeople. So they know exactly who they are, where they are, the timing, everything, and that's what sets them apart. So the other thing that sets Focus Home Improvements apart is that they only use Australian quality materials. Now, you'll really appreciate it years from now. Because it's a long-term investment.
Yeah, but in our harsh climate, why would you not use Australian?
Of course you would.
I mean, honestly.
Built to last.
Yep. Plus, as a bonus, for a limited time only, when you have a roof restoration, Focus Home Improvements will throw in up to 40 metres of free gutter guard. 40 metres?
40 metres? Could I kick 40? No.
No. It's 2 times Timmy G's.
Gee whiz, it's got me covered. New roof. Now's the time. Organise a free quote and take advantage of this limited offer. Visit focushomeimprovements.com.au.
Who's giving away life-changing cash every night this week?
Deal or no deal?
Sounds exciting, Grant Denya. When's it on?
6 p.m. tonight.
Deal or no deal?
6 p.m. weeknights on 10 and 10 Play.
The Man from Snowy River in concert is coming to Adelaide Festival Centre. Join Sigrid Thornton, Tom Burlinson and the 54-piece Southern Cross Symphony live, playing the award-winning score with this timeless Australian classic projected on the big screen. A third performance now on sale for Saturday, March 23 at 7 p.m, with excellent new seats available. Book now at Ticketek.
When you're on more than one prescription, the dollars start to add up. At National Pharmacies, we give the full dollar back to our members on every PBS copay prescription at every store, every day. Because at National Pharmacies, we understand that every dollar counts.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
This is the FIVEAA Sports Show.
7 minutes to 5. Darren Cale to join us after 5 o'clock, and Brent Boomer Harvey as well from 5:30.
Couple of texts. How's this one? Rowey and Timmy. Rowey, your favourite tennis player, Bernard Tomic, has made the news. He won a tournament in India. Prize money, wait for it, 3,600 Australian dollars.
For winning.
Yeah.
For winning.
See, he's not getting in any of the wildcard
majors
entries, so he's got to play the satellite tour.
Oh, wow.
Now this was in India.
Chennai. Yep. 32 players were in the field.
So, Bernard, how's your 12 mil looking now, you big flogger
Because when I
roll ahead?
saw that, I thought that can't be true. And then, of course, Sam quickly looked it up and said, no,
is.
that's accurate. And that's, that's probably, unfortunately, where attitude got him.
That's where he's at. Barry Ryan is the CEO of Erebus. He's also a part owner.
Yes. Now you
So he can't sack himself, Timmy.
You just sacked him at 4:30.
Well, Jason says, well, it's his way or the highway when you deal with him. But obviously, he ended up buying 50% of the franchise, didn't he?
He did. But if there's an impasse, the CEO's out over the athlete.
But he's now part owner.
He can't sack himself.
You can't sack yourself, mate, when you're
So old
half
mate,
owner.
he might have to tell his story walking.
Wow. Unbelievable. I'd love to hear
But what a kiddie mistake. Why would you fight with the owner?
It's not the first time this has happened either. So back in
hang on.
2020, I think it was, Dave Reynolds left. He signed a 10-year deal with Erebus, had a falling out with Barry Ryan, and 1 year into his 10-year deal, gone.
Right.
So not the first time.
So does Barry want to drive?
Maybe
Just
that's the
asking.
problem.
Maybe.
Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe.
Maybe he thinks he's better than
know what it's
Brody
like.
Kostecki. Sometimes that can happen.
Can happen.
Can we get him on? He'd be a good interview, this Bazza. Let's get Bazza on. Baz Ryan.
All right.
Baz, what happened? Why did it go pear-shaped?
Let's go to Athelston and speak to Noel. G'day, Noel. What do you know?
G'day, boys. You just all beat me to the punch. I was going to tell you that Barry, he's not just a part owner. He owns one of the licenses.
Oh, really?
Oh, God.
Wow.
So he's a big player.
He's going to win this battle, isn't he, Noel?
He's winning.
Oh, Barry will, absolutely.
Yeah,
And I tell you, these young blokes, I love Brody Kostecki as a driver. He's great. Barry Ryan trained under Larry Perkins. He's old school.
Oh, right.
He's old school. It's my way of the highway. He's pulled his head in a bit this year, this last season, because he lost the engineer that's gone to what's his name? It doesn't matter. I can't think of his name. But he's lost a lot of dudes, and he has pulled his head in a bit, and he's no longer. See, last year he was team principal. He's just the CEO now.
Okay.
And Betty loves him because he's a producer. I mean, I'm old school too. When you're a foreman or a boss or whatever, I reckon you got to just, you can only have one captain of a ship, otherwise she goes down. And that's why they're so successful. And I like Brody and I liked Brownie and all the rest of it, but, I don't know. I just think, I reckon Barry's got to win this one.
Well, he will, but something awful's happened.
You're
the best driver.
It could be simply a disagreement on how and why. And then you might say, well, that's the way I want to do it. Well, you do it my way or not. That's pretty much what Noel was saying.
We'll get to the bottom of it. Hello, Trace.
G'day, how you going, guys?
Good, Trace. How
God,
are
it's a
you?
bit windy today, isn't it?
Yeah, kick with it if you win the toss, Trace.
Yeah.
It's for you.
Well, she's North Haven. She's North Haven.
Oh, she's at North Haven.
Yeah, she's blowing a gale today.
Okay.
I would love to get rid of this tub.
Oh, yeah.
For these players that bust their butt to try and make the team, I can only imagine how down they would feel to wear that vest.
Yeah. Even worse sometimes is the player that comes off and has to wear it.
Yeah, well, because that means the player's gone down.
Or if you haven't, it's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, to look at the players when they wore the vest, you see the dejection on their faces.
Yeah.
And sort of hoping they get on, but praying they don't.
And there's been a couple make their debut with a vest
and
not get on. I do not like that. Gavin Wanganeen's lad, that happened too.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Trace. Here's one from Michael on the Unique Homestyle Food text. Scrap the sub and the Crows will finish top 4. Wow.
What's the correlation there?
I don't know, but it's a big long bow. I like it.
AJ says if they scrap the sub rule while the AFL are at it, hopefully they can scrap a few more annoying rules, the stand rule and the ruck nomination. Stand rules that help the game?
I think that's probably created forward handball to get over lines. So I think there is some
We've come to terms with
debate
that.
in stand rule. It looks silly, but yeah. But the ruck nomination, they can get rid of that.
That is just silly, isn't it?
They've got rid of third up, so that stops.
Okay, which 2 this time?
Yeah,
you and you.
It's real juniors footy stuff.
It is junior footy stuff.
2 minutes to 5. We'll get your calls, more of them after the 5 o'clock news, and Darren Cale will join us.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Hi, I'm Peter Berkowitz from Berkowitz Furniture. Our summer stock clearance sale is on now, and you'll save up to 40%. Save on our comfortable leather and fabric sofas, sofa beds, recliners, dining tables, dining chairs, including our Australian-made collection. Be part of our massive summer stock clearance sale and save up to 40%. But hurry, sale ends soon. At Berkowitz, we're not just a furniture store, we're a furniture family. Mile End Homemaker Centre and online.
When you die, who gets what? Will your kids or relatives argue over your estate? Will your beneficiaries be protected? Will your estate be tax effective? Will your wishes be respected and carried out? Speak with Donlan Lawyers now for peace of mind. Donlan Lawyers for wills and estate planning. Visit donlanlawyers.com. That's donlanlawyers.com.
Things are about to get even more exciting at Cherry Glen Osmond with the arrival of the Cherry Tiggo 7 Pro. The Tiggo is a step up in size, engine performance and luxury. A full-sized family SUV featuring a panoramic sunroof, heated and ventilated seats, twin 12-inch displays, CarPlay, 360-degree camera and so much more, including high-tech safety, and all from $39,990 drive away from Cherry Glen Osmond. Go beyond with the Tiggo 7 Pro. Book a test drive at gocherry.com.au.
Follow the lights with Hurtigruten and Phil Hoffman Travel. Experience the most beautiful coastline in the world on a Norwegian coastal cruise with Hurtigruten in 2024 and 2025. Whether it's following the northern lights or chasing the midnight sun, there's something for everyone. Book now to save up to $1,500 per couple and receive 600 Norwegian kroner when you join the Platinum Cruise Club. Offer ends 31st of March. Contact Phil Hoffman Travel. Visit pht.com.au.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Partly cloudy tomorrow, 25 the top. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm David Bruce.
Berkowitz summer sale ends soon. Up to 40% off sofas, tables, recliners and more. Online, in-store at Berkowitz Mile End.
A Campbelltown man accused of shooting his wife dead and critically injuring their daughter has pleaded not guilty. Vasilis Virgulis faced the Adelaide Magistrates Court today via video link. He was charged with murdering his wife Alexandra in their driveway and was also accused of gunning down his daughter Daniela in July 2023. He'll face court again in April when a trial date will be set. With one of the men who helped cover up the Snowtown murders set to be released within months, the Attorney-General is now exploring his legal options. Mark Ray Hayden will have served his 25-year sentence. By May, the now 65-year-old man is looking at a release with no restrictions. Kayam Ma says they could apply to the Supreme Court for Mr Hayden to have a conditional release.
If someone meets that definition of the high-risk offender, they can have an extended supervision order placed on them that can do a number of things like electronic monitoring, impose curfews.
New data shows consumer spending has dropped. Federal political editor Michael Packey reports the news comes as a national retailer goes under after more than 90 years in business.
Retail trade fell almost 3% in December. It's another sign of a slowdown as shoppers push their spending forward to November to make the most of Black Friday sales. AMP Chief Economist Shane Oliver says there's no doubt consumers are wary.
Households are still struggling, many of them more so, increasingly.
The weaker retail data comes as vacuum business Godfrey's has collapsed, leading to the immediate closure of half of its 141 stores, with 200 jobs gone. Fleur Brown from the Retailers Association says it's a challenging environment.
Because of that lag effect that we see between interest rate increases and other cost pressures.
A creditors' meeting will be held early next month.
Papua New Guinea is reiterating its commitment to Australia despite concerns about a potential security deal with China. Beijing has offered extra training and technology support to the Pacific Nations Police Force. PNG's Foreign Minister says the offer is under consideration, but Australia remains a vital partner. A project is underway in Egypt to resurface one of the three major pyramids in Gaza. The Menkaure pyramid is being lined with granite blocks in a project which is expected to take several years. The pyramids were originally encased in granite, but the outer layers were lost over time. Now turning to FIVEAA Sport.
Save dollars and evaporation. Get your pool a Walco solar blankie for summer. Walco.com.au.
Former Test captain Mark Taylor believes Australia has a lack of emerging batting talent. After a shock loss to the West Indies, the blowtorch has been turned on the Test top order. But Taylor believes the main problem lies elsewhere.
The biggest worry for me going forward is the lack of talent in the Shield competition, lack of batters who are not belting down the door. Who's the next batch coming through? That's what we need to see in Shield cricket, some young guys making some big runs to force their way into this Australian side.
The Socceroos are keeping things simple as they plot a deep run at the Asian Cup. They await the winner of tomorrow night's match between fellow heavyweights South Korea and Saudi Arabia. Goalkeeper Matt Ryan says they'll do their homework on whoever they're set to face.
Yeah, the preparation is going to be much the same. The differences will be obviously around who the opposition will be and how they're going to play, and what we need to watch out for, and what we can do on our end in order to take the game to them.
Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
We've got you covered for shade this summer. Visit the Outdoor Scene's new location, Wilton Avenue, Somerton Park.
Couple of crashes, look out from the drive home. One at Davern Park, Peachy Road near Bolkington Road. Another one at Marion Road near Quick Road with solid delays. We're quite busy at Clovelly Park, South Road near English Avenue. Slow going Brighton Road at Glenelg East with a camera this afternoon. Morford Road at Seacombe Gardens. Wouldn't you rather be driving the number one selling vehicle in Australia, Ford Ranger? Discover all the reasons why the Ranger is Australia's favourite. I need your local Ford dealer. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
Now the latest forecast, partly cloudy tomorrow, 25 for a top after getting down to 14 overnight. Thursday, mostly sunny, back up to 28. And then Friday, cloud clearing, 29. Currently 25. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, Adelaide's crime hotspots revealed and the call for tougher action. The battle to keep a struggling Western Suburbs hospital open. Cost of living claims an icon. Australia's famous vacuum retailer Godfrey's in administration after almost 100 years. And the simple salt switch that could help reduce your blood pressure. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Hi, Tim Ginniver here. You might know a bit about me, but let's talk about something you've probably never heard of, childhood dementia. Over 120 families are living with this condition in SA, and it takes almost as many young lives as cancer. As of today, there's no treatment and no cure. The Little Heroes Foundation wants to change that and now raises money for childhood dementia to increase awareness, support the families and to look for a cure. But they need your support. To make a donation, search Little Heroes Foundation and let's do it for dementia.
There's nothing better than holidays with the family, but sometimes it seems like an eternity to get there. Car Trip Trivia is the perfect road trip circuit breaker. Join me, Stephen Cray, for a family-friendly trivia podcast with something for everyone, whether you're 7 or 77. There's a huge back catalogue and more than 4,000 questions and answers covering geography, science, music, movies, and of course, the Friday Funny. Let's get this show on the road. Download Car Trip Trivia on the Smooth Player app or wherever you get your podcasts.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
This is the 5AA Sports Show.
7 minutes after 5. Welcome back to the show. Coming up this hour, 400 gamer and records holder in the AFL, Brent Boomer Harvey is here in Adelaide and he's going to join us on the program. Love your calls as well, 8223 0000. We're going to chat NFL later as well. The Super Bowl a couple of weeks away. And we'd love your thoughts on the sub. The AFL are discussing in a couple of weeks 5 on the bench, and do they scrap the sub? Let us know. 8223 0000.
Well, the world of tennis are looking for new faces post the era of dominance of Federer, Nadal, Djokovic. Yep. Well, we got a new one. He took out the Australian Open. His name's Yannick Sinner, but his coach, or his co-coach, is on the line now. Darren Cale. G'day, DC. Welcome.
Timmy, Rowey, how are you?
Excellent, my friend. Well, first of all, congratulations to the whole team. What an excellent result it was. He had to tough it out, though, didn't he? Because those first 2 sets, I heard the commentator say, gee, have you seen Medvedev play better? Because he was in really good touch.
Yeah, he was. I thought that Yannick showed a ton of resolve and composure to get through that, playing in his first final. It was a little bit nerve-wracking to go down 2 sets to love, but we knew that Daniil Medvedev had gone to hell and back throughout the entire tournament, physically and mentally, just to get to the final. I think he played more sets of tennis or more time on court than anyone that's made a major final. So he snuck out a couple of 5-set matches. I did watch his semi-final against Zverev, and he was playing on fumes in that 5th set, but somehow found a way to win it. So we thought he would be tired. We certainly knew that he would play much more aggressively than he normally does, because normally his game is based on defence and great movement and making his player play that extra shot and squeezing and shrinking his side of the court. But he played the complete opposite. He just took the game on. He came to net a ton. He attacked every ball that he could attack. He served about 80% first serves in, and he played the most aggressively that we've ever seen him play, and it was just a matter of whether or not the edge would come off. And I thought at 5-1 in the second set, Yannick did break back at 5-1, got one of those breaks back, and then he had a break point to get back on serve in that second set. Even though he didn't get it, just the door slightly opened for him, and then the first couple of service games in the third set were important. And once Yannick held on to those, then we knew that he had a real chance if he was to win that third set.
Well, the 24 hours on court bit, did that sort of formulate your game plan? And, you know, after the way you're watching him play, did you go, oh, I think we might need to change this?
Well, yeah, the game plan was to get to his legs for sure, because over 5 sets he got a little bit of time. So you need to extend the rallies, but he made it impossible to extend the rallies because of the way he played. And it's a 360 against the way he normally plays. So normally he's standing 20 feet behind the baseline and just grinds and runs. And here he's standing on the baseline, taking balls on the rise, playing like Roger Federer, and did it really, really well. So it was difficult for Yannick to find a solution. He needed to serve better, so he needed to take care of his serve much better, and I think he was just missing too many first serves in that first set. And maybe serve a little more at the body to try to jam him up, because Medvedev, normally you serve the angles against Medvedev and open up the court, but because he was standing so close to the baseline, jamming him was a good move. So he made a couple of adjustments in the second set, and then he took that through to sets 3, 4 and 5. But once you can extend some rallies, then we knew that there was a good chance that Yannick was going to get to his legs. And we saw a little bit of that in the fifth set, and he started to tire a little bit. Yannick was tired as well. The guys played 3.5 hours, and they had some crushing rallies. And so both mentally and physically for both players, it was incredibly difficult. But I have so much admiration for Medvedev and what he was able to do in that final and what he was able to do to get to the final. And then, you know, even more admiration for Yannick to weather the storm, find a way to hang in there. You know, one of the great things about tennis also is you can't run down the clock, not like many other sports. So you have to win that last point to get the win. And so we knew that if Yannick just kept on to his serve in those early games in sets 3 and 4, he could put a little more pressure on Medvedev. And Medvedev, in the end, made a couple of mistakes that let Yannick back into it.
Congratulations to your team, Killer, an almighty first win. You mentioned a number of times their adjustment. I watched the game with Jody, and Leighton Hewitt was the commentary with a couple of others, and they picked up, and I actually heard, I'm pretty sure it was you from the box, say, take the net away from him in that second.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to identify, was that you that did it? But then he had to correct and implement that. And you're right, I thought from that moment on, the game changed. I don't know anything about tennis, but simple words, and he implemented it.
Yeah, so there were two things that Yannick, so both his coaches, both myself and Simone, who's doing an incredible job. He's a fantastic young Italian coach. So my role is a little bit different to the other roles, where I'm not really the main voice. So I don't normally yell out any technical or tactical stuff. I'm more the inspirational guy. But he and I discuss everything, and he's the Italian voice that yells it out to him. But even I was getting stuck into it because we just needed something. We needed a different voice. So there were a couple of things that we were forcing or asking him to do, which he always does brilliantly, and that was to step back on the second serve to try to give him a little more time to hit the returner serve, and also give it some air, because everything around the chest of Medvedev, as I said before, he was taking it on the rise and just blasting it. But if we could get it above his shoulder, then he couldn't put as much pace on the ball and could push him back a little bit more. So he dropped back on the second serve returns, and then when he had the chance to come forward, especially with his forehand down the line, he took it. And in the fourth and fifth sets, there was a couple of really crucial moments where he did come to the net and he volleyed well. And we worked a ton on his transition game over the last 18 months. And finding ways to finish points in tennis is the most important thing, because everyone plays great from the back of the court. If you go and play Novak, unless you find other ways to win points, you're not going to hit the ball through him. So you've got to use the drop shot. You've got to use the high ball. You've got to come to the net. You need to volley well. You need to serve well. Now, all those kill shots that we talk about in tennis, if you don't have those, you'll just be a good player and you'll never be a great player. And that's what Yannick's been able to turn himself into.
Tell us about Yannick. He looks like he carries himself well, and I just can't get over an Italian with red hair. Kill it. So.
Well, it depends who you speak to, because the Austrians kind of claim him as Austrian. He's up in that Tyrol area, high in northern Italy, that once upon a time, I guess, used to be Austria. And all the street signs around his town are in German, and his family speak German, so he speaks German in his house. But he's thoroughly Italian. He's Italian through and through, and he's a great young man. I can't speak more highly about him. He's got his feet on the ground. His parents are wonderful. He's been well raised.
Yeah.
He's fun-loving. He's got a goofy smile about him, a great sense of humour. You would rather take $50 off us than take $50,000 prize money check. He gets more satisfaction ripping money away from us than he does winning a big check. He's a good kid, and he treats the people around him really well. I think he's got a lot of Australian traits in him. He loves life. I don't think this win is going to change him one bit. He's the same kid since I started working with him as he is now, and even late last year, he had a great finish to 2023, where he made the final of the top 8, the ATP finals. And that was in his hometown, not his hometown, in his home country in Turin, Italy. And there was so much pressure on him to do well there. And he did great. He won the 4 matches to get through to the final, ended up losing the final to Novak. Then he went and represented Italy in Davis Cup and led Italy to its first Davis Cup win, I think, in 47 or 48 years. So he's been absorbing all this pressure with what he's been going through the last couple of years. In Italy, there's been a ton of expectation on his shoulder. They've got some other great players as well coming through, and Berrettini kind of trailblazed a little bit as well. So Italy has a great tennis nation at the moment, with how they're transitioning players from the juniors through to the futures and the challengers, and then the ATP Tour and the WTA Tour, because they have so many tournaments in Italy. You don't have to travel outside of the country to get a good ranking. They have tournaments every week, so they have a really good system.
Hey, during the commentary, DC, I heard the comment that he's put 2 or 3 kilos onto his legs this year to get a bit more power. How skinny were they prior?
Bloody skinny.
Mate, there's not much of him.
Yeah, bloody skinny for sure. So one of the big things for us when we started 18 months ago was to address his physicality. So honestly, that's been just as important as his tennis. And the physical trainer, Umberto Ferrara, he's a legend. He's a little bit different with some of the stuff he does. He doesn't really lift a ton of heavy weights. A lot of the work that tennis players use is body weight work, and he spends hours a day, both about an hour and a half to warm up before he even steps onto the tennis court. And the warm-up's not a normal warm-up, it's a session.
Right.
And then after every single tennis training, he's back in the gym doing a bunch of stuff as well. And So the body management has been key for us to make sure that he doesn't break down with niggling injuries, which he had in his career, early in his career. So he'd play a couple of good weeks, and then he would have a small injury and put him out for a couple of weeks. So we never had any real consistency with playing. And now he's got a lot more confidence in his body, and Umberto's done an incredible job with him.
Mate, you were door-stopped at the airport, and you made this comment. Just have a listen.
Well, my experience with what I grew up in, I grew up around the Port Adelaide Football Club and being exposed to my dad as not just a player but also mostly as a coach and being around some of the legends of the club. And most of my coaching is really based around football philosophy, not so much tennis philosophy, and that's kind of the way I played the game. So, yeah, the Port Adelaide Football Club has been a big part of my life and always will be.
Just need you to stretch that out a bit, elaborate on that. And you were heard yelling out during the final, champion mindset. So do those two things go together?
Well, you're one of those legends, Timmy. You should know that club very well. So it's a different club. I've been really fortunate over the years to go to a lot of clubs and a lot of different sports as well. And Port Adelaide's always stood out. And I've been incredibly lucky with the family that I grew up in and what I was exposed to as a young kid. And so my big challenge in tennis has always been bringing that team environment to an individual sport and trying to create a culture where everyone was equal, everybody had a voice, everybody was listened to, and we worked off each other to make each other better at what we do. And that's a football club, right? That's what we do at football clubs, and we try to help everyone achieve greatness. Tennis is an individual sport. There's just one player. So a lot of the time you can have levels of importance, as the coach might be more important than the fitness coach or the physio or the manager or whatever it may be. So my big thing always with my coaching is to make sure that the communication between everyone in our group is on an even playing field, and we listen to each other and we respect each other. And that's all it is. It's not rocket science. It's just making sure that we bring that team environment to an individual sport. Now, I think that's what we have. This team is really close. I'm the only outsider in this team. It's a full Italian team, and a lot of the time they'll get involved in these Italian conversations, and then they'll apologise and go, we should be speaking English. And I say, no, keep speaking Italian, because I can pretty much tell what you guys are saying from the expressions and the hand expressions. It's been amazing to listen to these guys and how much they do like each other and how much they enjoy being around each other. So that's pretty much it.
Do you pick the athlete or the athlete picks you? I look at your career. Hewitt, number one champion. Agassi, number one champion. Simona Halep. Now we've got Sinner. I'm more interested in how many athletes have come to you, Darren Killicale. DC is Timmy, and you say no.
How many you knock back? Yeah.
Well, the coach never picks the athlete ever, and that's not just me. It's a coach always has to be approached. So it's just the way it is. It's not just me. It's everybody. So what will happen is a player will be looking for a coach. They'll have a management team, and they'll sit down with a list of people, potential coaches, and they'll work through them. And I wasn't probably Yannick's first choice. I know that he trialled a bunch of other coaches as well, and for various reasons it either didn't work out or weren't quite ready for it. So when I got the call to see whether or not I would have a Zoom conversation with both Yannick and his manager, I took it, and that was 2022, so 18 months ago, right before Wimbledon, and then they asked me to come across to the grass and do 3 or 4 weeks as a bit of a trial to get to know each other. But I knew on the Zoom call it was going to work because I could tell what type of kid he was. I reckon he started smiling in the conversation within about 30 seconds. He's got that type of attitude, and I could tell straight away that this was going to be easy. We'd make this work, so it's just whether or not he was going to enjoy my coaching and my company. So it was a very easy transition for me.
Yeah. Well, it got you off the port board. We rolled to today. Who are you endorsing? Treaders or ABBA?
Either one. I have no endorsements. Actually, I got the email where I'm supposed to vote, and I didn't vote, to be honest. So I don't want to vote for either one of them because I think both of them would do a wonderful job.
Well said.
Hey, mate, I'm interested, when you first got together with Yannick, what did you see? What was your early assessment of him, and what do you think, okay, we need to change that?
So in tennis, I don't know if this applies in football, but in tennis, you can hear the difference. So when Yannick strikes the ball, there's a different sound to when normal players strike the ball, and I include myself in that as well. even though I had a decent ranking, I didn't hit the ball like these guys hit the ball. And you put someone like Lendl or Becker or Agassi, Yannick, Novak, Federer, Rafa. Now, all these guys, when they strike it, it's got a different sound. It's like the ball is hurting when it comes off their string. And Yannick had that as a kid. He had that as a 17-year-old. He has it as a 22-year-old. So he had that. He had a great baseline game. So the platform for what he had was enormous. His original coach, Riccardo Piatti, is one of the best Italian coaches in the world. He did an incredible job with him. And as I think I've spoken to you guys as well, normally 3 or 4 years is about the time limit for a coach and a player in tennis because it's 52 weeks of the year, one-on-one. So normally it runs its course. Riccardo and Yannick are still good friends. I speak to Riccardo all the time. But he needed to find other areas of his game where he could finish points, as I said before. And he needed to clean up his voice. He needed to know when to move forward to the net. And we rejigged his serve a couple of times, actually. So we were trying to get more shorter rotation into the serve, getting into a throwing action a little bit quicker and a bit better. And in tennis, you have two types of serve. You have a platform serve where the 2 feet are apart and you go down and through the serve with the 2 feet apart. Or you have, say, the step-up serve, like the Nick Kyrgios serve. And he had the platform, and we moved into the step-up serve about 6 months ago, and that's been big for him. So that's giving him some easier power and also getting better direction on the serve.
Darren Kyle,
I could talk tennis.
Oh, mate. Fantastic stuff. Congratulations once again.
Well
I'm pretty sure there's more success coming the whole team's way, and with you in their corner, they are much better off, mate. Your messaging is simple, it's clear, and it's inspirational. I don't know who you like.
Hey, more importantly, I won't ask you, Timmy, because I need an unbiased opinion. Rowey, how's Port Adelaide going to go this year?
Look, I'm hopeful for you guys. I am a Ken fan, unashamedly. I know others aren't. I think you filled the gaps you needed to. I know you've been building that jigsaw puzzle for a while, Killer. God, you've got to be top 4. You've got to be gunning for that. Anything can happen in a prelim. We know that. Get to a grand final. I think both our teams potentially, with what I see, with a bit of luck, and we need luck in sport, could both make it. There you are.
Good stuff. Actually, Zach Batters came over and watched a couple of the matches. I think he saw the Novak semi-final.
Oh, good.
Wow. He was sitting a couple of rows back behind us. And then we had Choco, pretty much. Choco's been a part of my coaching stable pretty much for the last 10 years. Yeah. He gets more nervous than he actually gave me a bit of a serve halfway through the match.
Hang on.
In the final, because I think I was a little bit quiet, and all of a sudden I hear this voice behind me, keep fired up, Darren. So that was Choco.
Choco with the sunnies on, looking like Tommy Lee out of Men in Black.
Well done, Killer. You're a star.
Thanks, buddy.
Beauty boys. Thanks for the support as well.
Excellent. Darren Kale, co-coach of Yannick Sinner, the Australian Open winner.
That old apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it?
No.
Jack.
Mate, just listen to him talk. How clear, simple is the message.
God.
Direct. It's just amazing. For me, it's a little deja vu. Yeah.
Well, you know the family well. You know Darren well. There's no surprises, no secrets.
And I just love the directness of it too.
I love it.
And that was probably, again, the gift of his father, was that message was so direct and clear and simple that you just, it's inspirational because it's like that. It's delivered beautifully.
But you said I only had him for 2 state games, and I knew the secret of Port because I got to taste it. You're right. There's no mixed messaging, and they make you feel 10 foot tall.
Yes,
I think that's the thing. The art of being. Hey, Robbie, you can actually play. Well, actually, I can't.
Especially when Timmy's height.
No, I can't. Yes, you can.
Yeah, and that's the beauty. Catching up with Darren, just having a coffee with him, I walk away. Again, feeling great.
Great talk.
That's his gift.
25 after 5, here's your traffic.
At Davern Park, a crash on Peachy Road near Bolkington Road. At Ridgehaven, a burst water main northeast road near Shepherd Street, down a 1-lane heading outbound. Slow for works at Seaton, Taplins Hill Road near Grange Road, speeds at 40 k's there. And look out for cameras this afternoon, Main North Road, Enfield and Majors Road at O'Halloran Hill. Look for the RAA sign at over 400 independent RAA approved repairers across SA. You know you can trust them because RAA do. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Who on earth gave them their driving licence? Learn how to merge! Merge! Come on! How many imbeciles can you actually put on one road? 30 kilometres per hour driving Miss Daisy! Use your indicators, yeah? Bloody hell.
Beat the heat. Keep cool with Fix Now, Pay Later options available. Book now. For great service guaranteed, call 1300 Automasters.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. For fixed price services, call Precise.
For a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
Who's giving away life-changing cash every night this week?
Deal or no deal?
Sounds exciting, Grant Denyer. When's it on?
6 p.m. tonight.
Deal or no deal?
6 p.m. weeknights on 10 and 10 Play.
If you're looking for curtains, blinds or awnings, explore all the possibilities at Rundle Blinds and Curtains, Adelaide's premier window furnishings company at Kings Park. Call Rundle Blinds and Curtains or drop in to find out about incredible January special offers, including double Qantas points on the entire Luxaflex collection. Yes, double Qantas points on the entire Luxaflex collection. Don't wait, come into our Kings Park showroom. Call us on 8274 1210 or go online at rundleblinds.com.au.
Phil Hoffman of Phil Hoffman Travel.
Well, it's my name on the door, and so at the end of the day, if someone needs something, I'm there to make sure that it happens. Really, we are the architects of anyone's travel. There's no need to sift through the internet and get confused. We have 10 convenient locations through South Australia, plus a great website and online service, but qualified staff to look after you all the time. And also, when anything happens, we're there with a 24/7 backup. The internet is not, and it's our personal touch to give you that all the time.
Visit pht.com.au.
Introducing the all-electric 7-seat Kia EV9. Silence never felt so loud. Visit kia.com.au to find out more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Get out of the way, mate!
Oh my God! What is this guy doing right at my arm?
Keep your cool in traffic with ice cold aircon from Automasters. Fix now, pay later options available. Call 1300 Automasters.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
29 minutes after 5, we've got Brent Harvey joining us in just a few moments' time. We'll talk NFL with the Super Bowl a few weeks away, and we love your calls, 8223 0000. Quick text here coming in from Mick. He says, "G'day guys, bit of Hollywood at Randwick tomorrow in horse racing. The first race, Matt Damon has a 2-year-old called Dale making his race debut. Wow. He's gotten fancy here. He says, let's hope it shows some goodwill hunting on the rail, some true grit in the straight." And then he leaves them all departed.
Very good, Mick. Well done. Very
I like
smart.
Matt Damon in that, what was that trilogy of movies?
Born Identity.
He was good. I believed he could do that too.
He was
a bit like Liam Neeson in Taken 1, 2 and 3.
I do like Taken 1. I dropped off after that.
I did too. I tell my daughter Tori whenever she was ever to get in trouble that I've got a set of skills.
Yes.
I don't know what they are, but I'd find them. Anyone touch her.
You sound like Peter Griffin out of Family Guy. I have no particular skills. I've got no chance of finding you.
I can fish. That's a skill. Hey, gee, I enjoyed that with Killer.
Oh, that was
getting
awesome.
a lot of text.
Yeah.
God almighty. That went for 20 minutes.
Well,
and I looked at the clock and I thought, did that go? It went for 20 minutes.
Yeah. He's a man you could talk to for hours, definitely. Brent Harvey's another one you could listen to for hours. He's going to join us after the headlines.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
David Bruce with the latest news headlines. Vacuum cleaner retailer Godfrey's has gone bust after almost 100 years in business. A Campbelltown man who allegedly shot dead his wife and injured his daughter last year is set to stand trial. Papua New Guinea has indicated it wants to maintain its traditional ties with Australia, despite China trying to buy its way into favour. And Supercars champion Brodie Kostecki is rumoured to be leaving Erebus Motorsport. Now checking 5AA traffic.
We've got you covered for shade this summer. Visit the Outdoor Scene's new location, Wilton Avenue, Somerton Park.
Look out for residual delays at Davern Park from an earlier crash, Peachy Road near Bolkington Road. Rich Overbest Waterway on the drive home, North East Road near Shepherd's Reach, down a one lane heading outbound. Quite heavy at the moment, Main North Road at Grand Junction Road due to works, and we're quite busy at Jeps Cross, Port Wakefield Road near Matthews Road. Cameras, Chandler's Hill Road, Happy Valley, and Eastern Parade at Ottaway. Fiji Airways Global sale is on now. Flight Adelaide to Nadi return from $819. Ends Friday. Book now at fijiairways.com or your travel agent. Conditions apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The latest forecast, partly cloudy, back to 25 tomorrow, currently 25. More news at 6, and as it happens on 5AA.
This is what it sounds like to win the Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery. Speechless. The $3.6 million grand prize could be your new life at Henley Beach in a fully furnished Scott Salisbury dream home. Let that sink in. homelottery.com.au. Join the fight and support life-changing medical research for all South Australians. Licence M14493.
At Focus Home Improvements, we really focus on our tradespeople. We look after them because we know in turn they'll look after you. A happy tradesperson is a great tradesperson, and ours are the happiest in town. So, if you're looking at a roof restoration, gutters, roller shutters or outdoor blinds, come and see us at Focus Home Improvements for a competitive price, quality Australian materials and outstanding workmanship. To arrange a free no-obligation quote, visit focushomeimprovements.com.au.
Things are about to get even more exciting at Cherry Glen Osmond with the arrival of the Cherry Tiggo 7 Pro. The Tiggo is a step up in size, engine performance and luxury. A full-sized family SUV featuring a panoramic sunroof, heated and ventilated seats, twin 12-inch displays, CarPlay, 360-degree camera and so much more, including high-tech safety, and all from $39,990 drive away from Cherry Glen Osmond. Go beyond with the Tiggo 7 Pro. Book a test drive at gocherry.com.au.
Here's a podcast for you. Tell Me What to Read, brought to you by Booktopia, is your bite-sized weekly dive into the world of books. I'm Ben Hunter. Join me and guests every week as we give you a sneak peek into the next new releases. There's celebrity memoirs, thrillers, romance, cookbooks, even books for the kids. I'll also give you the heads up on those breakthrough authors, those hidden gems. Download Tell Me What to Read on the Smooth Player app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When you're gone, who gets the things most precious to you? Like your highly valued comic book collection or your 1976 Tirana in mint condition. If you don't have a will, you'll never know. Donlan Lawyers specialise in wills and estate planning. From the simplest to the most complex, Donlan Lawyers will give effect to your wishes. For wills and estate planning, visit donlanlawyers.com, Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
This is the 5AA Sports Show.
25 minutes to 6. Your calls are welcome on the show, 8223 0000. Scrap the sub, yes or no? Give us a call.
Want to ask our next guest, Brett Boomer Harvey, AFL Games record holder. The bloke's a legend in town. Feb 10 for the Southern Slugs Footy Club event. Boomer, welcome.
Good afternoon, boys. How are we going?
Happy New Year, mate. Tell us about the Slugs. What's this all about?
Yeah, it's sort of come out of nowhere. I had a phone call from a gentleman who asked if I wanted to go on a little tour to Croatia. Yeah. And I thought, Croatia, I've never been on that side of the world. So, yes, it certainly interests me. And as it's worked out, I've got a couple of mates, including my brother, who's going to come on the tour as well, and have a game of football against a Croatian team, which will be really interesting within itself.
I saw that Richard Champion's another one. So this is the overages, over 35s, 45s, 55s. Croatia, there wouldn't be many Croatia halves.
Yeah, it was a little bit different. Richard Champion's actually on the Bali tour. So when the guys go to Bali mid-year, they'll have an over 35s team, an over 45s team, and an over 55s team. Now, I won't be doing the Bali one just because it's in season at AFL level, and I've still got some commitments with the stuff I do. But in October is when the Croatia one will happen, and that will be open age, so that you can be any age. To qualify, all you got to do is grab a couple of sponsors and be a good person that's had a good football. And when I say football career, not so much on field, but some off field stuff as well. You just got to be a good football club person, and you're qualified to potentially come to Croatia with myself. I think Isaac Smith might be in. Kevin Sheedy's coming as an ambassador.
Okay.
Wow.
My brother's an ex-AFL player, and we're working on one more, another ex-teammate of mine. I won't drop the name just yet, but we're working on him, and hopefully he can commit as well.
Sounds like you got a no dickhead policy.
Yes, that is pretty much the way to say it. You said that, and not me, but that's exactly what it is. It's a good bloke. It's a good bloke tour, pretty much. So I'm glad that I got the phone call. I didn't get the dickhead phone call. I got the good bloke phone call. So yeah, it's worked well. But I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm a little bit like you guys, a bit unknown. Football in Croatia. Well, there must be some expats there, or there must be some people that actually like football over in Croatia somewhere. So it's going to be really a great experience to travel the other side of the world, and you know what, and I can share some knowledge and help some people out there if they really want to learn as well.
Yeah, years ago when Port Adelaide first went to Shanghai to play the game against the Gold Coast, I know the Slugs went over because there was a bit of a whole veterans footy carnival happening over there because it's very big in Asia, and the Bali team actually came over and played in that that tournament as well. So the Geckos went about it. So it's a great little concept, and I think it's terrific that you're actually contributing to it, and it makes other people say, well, I want to put my hand up. But I'm interested to see when you come back, Boomer, if we can have a chat about AFL in Croatia and whether there's a chance of playing a game over there.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be fascinating, wouldn't it, if there was a bit of a hype over there for it, and we could come back and I could speak to the CEO of the AFL and see if even the Kangas can get over to Croatia and build a new fan base. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting. It's the unknown for not only me, but a lot of other people are going to go on the tour. So it's going to be great to go over there, number one, but great just to find out a little bit about the place and if there is an appetite for AFL football, in different parts of the world.
Now, you've kept yourself really fit as per normal. You were the runner for the club, I know, for a couple of seasons there, having to give it up this year. But did you enjoy that role?
Yeah, I did, and I took it on partly just to learn because I hadn't been on that side of from other than playing. From the coach's box down to the bench and me running a message out, and I just wanted to learn as much as I possibly could, and it was fantastic. I did a couple of years of the running, really enjoyed that. This year, did something silly and went and played some local football, and in round one broke my leg. So I'm not as fit as I'd love to be right now, but I am recovering. That happened about 8 months ago, so I'm still recovering a little bit, but went for my first little run the other day, which was nice. Got a little 2K out, so it was nice to be back with the runners on the footy field.
Forward pockets. Just get to the feet of them. You'll be right. No dramas. Hey,
the AFL
are talking.
Been going forward. Absolutely.
Now they're talking about scrapping the sub. This will be the second time they've had to scrap a sub. I mean, when you're running, players don't like it, do they? It's not a player friendly.
Get rid of it
system, is it?
It's not a great position when the coach comes and hands the yellow vest to you. Excuse me. Purely because it's the unknown. You're preparing like you're playing a game of AFL football, and unfortunately, there's been players, and there will continue to be players if we use the sub, that don't get on the ground at all. I know you do get credited a game for it, but I don't think you should, just purely because, if you don't play a minute on the field. So mentally, it's frustrating. Physically, you want to be out there and contribute to the team, but you're unable to do it. So, yeah, look, for me, if they're going to have 5 on the bench, just let 5 players play, and that's it. If you get a couple of injuries, well, you're down and you're disadvantaged. But if they're going to have 5 on the bench, I think all 5 get to play for me.
Yep, spot on.
Hey, one of the highlights would have been your little Colt playing round 17 halves. How good was that?
Yeah, it was absolutely really good. We waited a long time. He's wanted to do that since he was 4 or 5 years old, and number one, to get his name read out in the draft to the Kangas was a dream come true for him and our family. Because when you've got, it doesn't matter what your children achieve. If they achieve one of their dreams, it's a big thing. So we're all over the moon for him, and then he works really hard, plays some fantastic football in the VFL, and then made his debut against the Cats down there, and it was a tough game. We got belted up a little bit, but he did quite well in his first game. Unfortunately for Cooper, he popped his shoulder out about 8 times in 3 weeks, and went and had shoulder surgery not long after that. But he's fully recovered and played in an intra club the other day, and he's looking fitter and leaner. So it's fantastic.
Yeah, you're moving out in a club engagement with the past players, which is terrific. You're still involved with the club you love. Clarko, the man to turn it around, has he settled back in?
Yeah, he has. Obviously there was that little bit of a mishap last year, and he had to have a little bit of time off for his own well-being. So that was disappointing for our football club and disappointing for Clarko that he needed to step away. But people's mental health certainly comes first, and we understood that. But he's back now. He came back at the end of last year and full of ideas. The club said to him, go away and don't think about football too much. Well, I can guarantee you he didn't do that and listen to their advice. He came back and he had 1,000 ideas. So, he's really been impressive. The way he gets around to all the young boys, to the old boys, he's got a really good mix, and you can see why he's been one of the all-time great coaches, and hopefully he can pull us out of the little hole that we've been in for the last couple of years and turn our club around as well.
Saturday, the 10th of Feb, you'll be doing the season launch of the Slugs, which is terrific. It's going to be at the West Adelaide Footy Club. You can get tickets through trybooking.com. I got the pleasure of interviewing you a few years ago for Lindsay Thomas at Portland Footy Club. It was
you did too, yes, absolutely.
Great evening. We had a lot of fun. What sort of stuff are you going to be bringing to the table? I do know there was one point in the show that he said, put your mobile phones away.
All good.
And told a few people, put them in the pockets. No.
Okay.
And now I'll tell you a story. And I love that. One, you told them off. But two, it was like, we're going to be intimate and it's going to be just in this room. And that was terrific stuff. I love that.
Yeah, I think I want to do something very similar. If we get a decent crowd there, I'm an open book. There's not too many things I wouldn't talk about. In fact, there's nothing that I wouldn't talk about. The worst thing is, when people do have the phone and they're trying to send it to their mates, and you're trying to give the people that are actually there and paid some money for some tickets something a little bit different than they've had before. So I like the phones being away, then I can open up a little bit, especially after a couple of beers as well. And of course, we had my old teammate Nathan Grimer there, who was on fire. He's a very funny man. So I've sent him a couple of text messages to make sure he comes along as well on the night, and we can have a couple of beers. And there's actually a few ex-AFL kangaroo boys over there. Scott McMahon's over there. Stewie Cochran's over there. Yes. Lindsay Thomas, Nathan Grimer.
Wow.
So we've got a few over there, so I'm going to try to catch up with as many as I can while I'm over there. But actually really looking forward to coming to Adelaide, and hopefully there's a nice little function there for us. Well done.
Choppy Pigot's another one. What about Martin Pike? He's not the sneaky one that's going to front up, because he is a very, very good after-dinner speaker.
Yes. We just got to watch Pikey on the beers. If he has too many, the F-bomb comes out a couple of times. So we've got to try to get Pikey up on stage before dinner and before he's had too many beers. But there's some fantastic names that I've played with, and it's been fun along the way. And you know what? The friendships continue to today, and they will for a long time. So I always look forward to travelling interstate and catching up with ex-teammates. Yeah, well done. Boomer, you're a star. Thanks for your time. No worries, boys. Have a great night. So you can book tickets. It's a season launch with Boomer Harvey and friends. You heard the friends. It's the West Adelaide Footy Club. They've got a great function room down there. It is absolutely superb. It is the 10th of Feb. Get your tickets. They're $65. 2-course meal. Couple of groggies. Couple of good stories. That is a bargain. Yeah. That is a bargain. Oh, I think it is. West Adelaide Footy Club. I can tell you I've experienced Brent, having been doing the same sort of event, and he is awesome. Very good. I'm telling you, very entertaining. Does the King Carey's name come up? It did. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And he's fantastic. He's very open about it, and he said, look, it's nothing that Wayne doesn't know. Brent, he's very honest. Boomer, Harvey, our guest.
Trybooking.com if you want to get your tickets. As you said, $65 on the 10th of Feb. 5:45. Let's get to your traffic. Residual delays at Davern Park. That's from nearly a crash, Peachy Road near Bolkington Road. West Waterway slowing things up at Ridgehaven, North East Road near Shepherd Street. Down one lane there. Busy for works at Elizabeth East, Yorktown Road near Kincaid Road. Slow going, Main North Road at Enfield with a camera Majors Road at O'Halloran Hill. New GYG approved crispy chicken tenders, 100% clean, free-range Lilydale chicken breast tenders, coated in crispy crumbs. Get yours now, only at Guzmani Gomez. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sport Show. FIVEAA Breakfast.
Well, it's 8 days since we broke the story in Breaking at 8 about the financial woes plaguing the Western Hospital. That story, sadly, has proven itself to be 100% correct with the news yesterday that the hospital has been placed into voluntary administration.
Informing Adelaide.
We're going to talk now to the Treasurer, Stephen Mulligan.
We've been supporting this transition to a new operator.
6 a.m. weekdays on 5AA.
Introducing the all-electric 7-seat Kia EV9. Silence never felt so loud. Visit kia.com.au to find out more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
G'day everyone, Cornsey here. Now, I know a great team and I see one, and the South Australian hydraulic team I rate the highest is BL Shipway. I've known them for a long time. David Shipway is one of the best blokes you'll ever meet. BL Shipway, they've been looking after your hydraulic and pneumatic needs since 1953 with brands like Ryco, Rexroth, Enerpac, Hydac, Oilpath, EasyFit and many more. And if you can't get to them, they'll send a Ryco 24/7 van to you anytime, anywhere. blshipway.com.au, a South Australian team you can count on.
You've heard the phrase seeing is believing. Well, we do believe it at Rossdale Homes, especially if you're searching for your dream home. Don't just browse floor plans and virtual tours. Experience the real deal at our display villages. Walk through the home, feel the space, appreciate our finishes, and see the latest design trends. Don't just imagine your future home. Experience it for real at Rossdale Homes. For locations and open times, visit rossdalehomes.com.au because trust is a must.
Large soy caramel mocha frappuccino with extra caramel.
Cut through the blah to hear more of what you want with Specsaver's advanced hearing technology. Book an appointment with our audiology professionals for high-definition sound at low Specsavers prices. Always follow the directions for use.
Beat the crowds and head to Chemist Warehouse today for great savings. Like Bondi Sands Sport Wet Skin SPF 50 Lotion 125ml for only $8.97. Discover gorgeous skin with La Roche-Posay Effaclar Duo Plus M Moisturiser only $30.49. Or try Fusion Liver Tonic 60 tablets $34.99. And Hair Again men's and women's hair regrowth 5-month treatment $79.99. For great savings every day, come home to Chemist Warehouse.
Stick with your industry super fund in retirement and your money could go further. Visit compareyourretirement.com today.
Past performance is not a reliable indicator of future performance. Consider the fund's PDS and whether the product is right for you.
Who's giving away life-changing cash every night this week? Deal or no deal? Sounds exciting, Grant Denyer. When's it on?
6 p.m. tonight.
Deal or no deal?
6 p.m. weeknights on 10 and 10 Play.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
10 minutes to 6, we're going to chat the Super Bowl. NFL is really ramping up February 12. That's coming up after the 6 o'clock news when we chat to a member of the Outback Quarterback podcast, a bunch of Aussies, including one man who is an AFL umpire, would you believe it, Curtis DuBois. He's going to join us after 6 o'clock and we're going to preview the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Just on that, I'm a 49ers fan. You know that Chiefs have got Patrick Mahomes. He's one of the absolute greats. The other little side tick there is Taylor Swift. She dates Kelsey.
Correct.
Are they dating or what are they?
Travis Kelce, yeah, they're officially dating. Yeah.
She's gone to all his games in the lead up, all the playoffs. Yeah. She's going to Super Bowl. She's popping into Vegas. Guess what happens after the 12th if they win? They'll have a party.
You'd think
won't
so.
they?
Yep.
They'll go back to Kansas State. They'll do the thing. Kelsey's going to want his partner there with him. Well, guess what happens on the 15th of Feb at the MCG?
She's playing.
Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah.
15th and the 16th. Sorry, the 16th and the 17th.
Yeah.
So let's say she, I don't know, has a couple of days with Kels. As she would.
Yeah, that's enough.
She's got to jump on a kite, get out to the MCG, and put on a decent concert.
Oh, don't worry. She'll be on a flight that will have enough leg room, not like you and I.
Yeah, all right.
You know what I mean? You'll be okay. Yeah. So no, she'll be right.
I'm going to make an early crow.
Oh, hello.
Here.
Here.
I reckon she's going to cancel that Friday.
Interesting.
Won't be.
Well, apparently the day before the Super Bowl, so what's that, Feb 11, she's in Beijing. So she'd have to fly all the way from China to get to the States.
You know what?
She is. No, but she is.
She's actually going to do that.
She's going to
Wow.
Super Bowl.
She's doing, he's doing his thing. She does it. That's okay. No dramas.
The NFL reckons she's the single biggest thing for growth for women in the NFL since she started dating Kelsey.
That would be
and the Kansas City
accurate.
Chiefs shirts or strips, what do you want to call them, jumpers?
Gone through the roof.
Gone through the roof.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Look, she's a very talented young lady, but
is she that good?
Oh, she's good. She's good, and she's of her era. You've got to remember that. It's like it's probably like Madonna of the '80s, where
she's like that.
She's that big.
Yeah,
probably bigger.
Well, she was the People's Person of the Year. What's that? Time magazine.
She actually holds herself really well. That's the thing I
Has she ever
like
been married?
about her. No, but
ever had kids?
Well, no, because and that's where all the songwriting comes from. It's been her relationships as she's gone along the way. Most of her songwriting.
So she's
come
torched
from
a
that.
few. Who's she dated?
Well, she's also been torched, and that's where probably the best songs have come from.
Gee, what an idiot to torch Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
You're just giving up a couple of mil.
Yeah, but I think also it's just sometimes it's hard to meet genuine, authentic people when you become popular so young.
Yeah,
that's one of the biggest battles, I think, for people like that.
Okay. Was she a young star?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Country singer.
Yeah, country singer.
was she?
Probably started cracking it big at 18 and then...
Was she ever on any Disney movies? She ever acted?
No, never did any of that stuff.
No,
she's
done
just
some,
singing.
So she's not a Disney creation.
Does she write her own music?
Yeah.
Can she play guitar?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, she's pretty good then.
Oh, she's a talent. Yeah.
Won't be playing halftime, though, which a lot of people were asking for.
She has, but hadn't she?
Do you know who Usher is?
Yeah.
Not Mel Usher.
Yeah,
of course,
no.
Usher.
No.
R&B, sort
She's
of
the
pop
best
artist.
Usher.
She is the best of the kind. But no,
Gold
Usher
Horse.
is the halftime show this year. He's a bit of an R&B sort of pop artist. So a little bit like The Weeknd last year.
Yeah.
Get a little bit of that at halftime.
Yeah. It wasn't a bad halftime show last year.
No, I didn't
doing
want
it with Barnesy.
Are we doing that again?
I'm not sure.
We might be out with the Walco boys.
Yeah. Might be out cold.
So do we know all the entertainment? Who's singing the national anthem?
I haven't got to that bit,
Gee, I
actually.
hope that girl with the big
Find it.
nose does. She was great.
Who?
Who's that?
The big nose. You're talking about Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. She got a big snoz, mate.
Why do you always
What
pick on
nose?
people's features?
Well, when you're fat, you can.
Oh,
Like I picked on
you
Senna.
reckon you
He's
got
a
a
redhead.
license? You got a license, have you?
Well, I think you do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you can.
No, you
It's part of the Australian humour. You pay each other out.
Yeah, your mates.
What
Not
knows?
people you
That
don't
knows.
know.
Yeah, well, okay. I love Lady Gaga.
Super Bowl
She's very good.
58.
Here we go. Give us
Here
the
you go.
entertainment.
Here's
The
out.
national anthem will be sung by Reba McEntire.
Who the hell is that?
Have you not seen her before? She's an actor, I think,
yeah,
or
yeah,
she's
yeah.
done a bit of country
Okay.
music, I'm pretty sure.
Another ringer.
What's
She
she
ringers
doing?
are in.
Yeah.
She's doing the anthem.
She's doing the national anthem by all reports.
She
There
must
you
be
go.
good.
Well,
She must be good.
Yeah.
Look, Jeff just sent in a unique homestyle food text. Says the day before Taylor Swift in Tokyo. You said Beijing, didn't you?
Oh, sorry, that part of the world.
Well, it's in Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
She has to get permission as there is a fly zone into Vegas due to the Super Bowl, which would make sense. So, I don't know how she's going to do it, but you know,
If anyone
can,
Taylor Swift can.
she'll do it.
If anyone can, Taylor Swift can.
And,
And she'll be at the MCG Friday night. Just watch this space.
It's a lot of flying.
It's a bit,
inside a week.
that's as big a call as me saying Novak had COVID.
Which
Did we find out
Wonder
he
if we'll
did or
ever
not?
get to the bottom of that.
didn't come
Of
through.
course he did. Of course he did.
Didn't quite come through. I don't
Candles
think.
Mackenzie.
I don't know about that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Got another text there, have you? Are you looking at one?
No, I'm not. I'm
Or you're
going
looking at me?
We're actually going to give away some tickets, actually, to the 36ers if you want to head along this Friday night, because we're going to be there at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre when the Sydney Kings take on our Sixers. This is a huge game. It'll probably be another sellout, and they're looking to push for the play-in. Family Pass up for grabs, 8223 You call in now, you can pick those up. It's 4 minutes to 6 o'clock. We're going to pick up that conversation on the NFL with Curtis DuBois after the news.
The FIVEAA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
G'day, I'm Mike.
G'day, it's Jack.
Hi, it's Jazz here. I listen to 5AA on the 5AA player.
Whilst I walk the dog, I can listen to 5AA.
The clean sound is so much better than AM transmission.
I just love it. I just love that I can take it anywhere. I can go from my house to my walk, back into the car and listen to it.
The sound's better, it doesn't drop out.
Stream 5AA in crystal clear sound at the touch of a button, wherever you are.
Download it now from the App Store.
Clarity is fantastic.
I love it. It's great.
Before you do a thesis in dishwasher, depart on an oven odyssey, or make a pilgrimage up Mount Washing Machine. Just trying to work out what appliances to get? Drop into Adelaide Appliance Gallery. We're here to make your life easier. We've got the best advice, best appliances, and the best offers on Smeg. Choose from Smeg's linear range of ovens and save up to $1,200 during the clearance sale. Make your life easier with Adelaide Appliance Gallery, Paynham Road, St Peters.
If you've been holding off on a roof restoration, get in touch with Focus Home Improvements. We use SA's finest tradespeople, which just happens to be our tradespeople. We only use Australian quality materials, and believe me, you'll appreciate it years from now. Plus, as a bonus, we'll throw in up to 40 metres of free gutter guard. Up to 40 metres. New roof? Now's the time. Organise a free quote. Visit focushomeimprovements.com.au.
Respiratory syncytial virus, or RSV, is a contagious virus causing respiratory illness in older adults and death among the frail elderly. While vaccines to fight the disease have been approved overseas, Fusion Clinical Research is holding a trial in Adelaide to find a remedy for Australia. If you're between 60 and 85 and interested in participating, go to fusiontrials.com.au. You'll be reimbursed for your time helping Australia's elderly into the future. That's fusiontrials.com.au.
Phil Hoffman of Phil Hoffman Travel.
Well, it's my name on the door, and so at the end of the day, if someone needs something, I'm there to make sure that it happens. Really, we are the architects of anyone's travel. There's no need to sift through the internet and get confused. We have 10 convenient locations through South Australia, plus a great website and online service, but qualified staff to look after you all the time. And also, when anything happens, we're there with a 24/7 backup. The internet is not, and it's our personal touch to give you that all the time.
Visit pht.com.au.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. Precise Plumbing and Electrical. We're helping life flow.
For a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
What's not to love about Unley Road? It has everything. The cafes, the restaurants, all the services you need. And what about the shopping? There are over 400 specialty shops. There's something for everyone. And right now, support local and win. If you spend $20 on Unley Road before February 17, you could win one of the many prizes up for grabs. Proudly supported by Goodwood Community Bank and the Unley Road Association.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio, and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Partly cloudy tomorrow, a top of 26. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm David Bruce.
Berkowitz summer sale ends soon. Up to 40% off sofas, tables, recliners and more. Online, in-store at Berkowitz Mile End.
A Campbelltown man accused of shooting his wife dead in their driveway last year and critically injuring their daughter is set to stand trial. Mel Usher has details.
Vasilis Vakoulis fronted the Adelaide Magistrates Court this morning via video link, charged with murdering his 51-year-old wife Alexandra in their driveway and accused of gunning down his daughter Daniela in July 2023. He pleaded not guilty. Suppression orders covering his identity have also been lifted. The 52-year-old will face the Supreme Court in April when a trial date will be set.
Vacuum cleaner retailer Godfrey's has collapsed into administration. Christy Sullivan reports.
Godfrey's has confirmed almost 200 jobs will be lost, with 54 stores to close in the next fortnight. The company was founded during the Great Depression in 1931 and has been selling vacuum cleaners for close to 100 years. The family owners have blamed high inflation, rising interest rates, intense cost of living pressures and struggling to recover from COVID lockdowns. Godfrey's has 141 stores with more than 600 staff employed across Australia and New Zealand, and a further 28 stores are run by franchisees.
There are 12 Godfrey stores in South Australia. Their fate isn't yet clear. Consumers cut back on their spending in the lead up to Christmas, with retail sales plunging almost 3% in December. Shoppers spent less on household goods, clothes and footwear. Most people made their purchases in November, making the most of the Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales. The federal opposition says it won't make a decision this week on whether to support the government's tax reforms. Labor plans to reduce some concessions for high-income earners to give more money to people on low and middle incomes. Coalition MPs have met in Perth to discuss the proposal. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says the opposition should support the changes in Parliament.
They're all over the shop, aren't they? That's the truth. And we have a plan that we will put to the Parliament of every Australian taxpayer getting a tax cut. People on average incomes getting double what they were going to get before.
The Pentagon is reinforcing President Joe Biden's warning the US will respond to persistent attacks by Iran-backed militants in the Middle East. 3 soldiers were killed in the drone strike on a US base in Jordan this week. Pentagon spokesperson Sabrina Singh says they're praying for the dozens who've been hurt and those who lost their lives.
These 3 fallen heroes were deployed to Jordan in support of Operation Inherent Resolve and the international coalition working to ensure the lasting defeat of ISIS. These brave Americans and their families are in our prayers, and the entire Department of Defense mourns their loss.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Get a Walco blankie for your pool this summer and save water evaporation and money. Walco.com.au.
Socceroos captain Matt Ryan has defended his side against criticism over its form at the Asian Cup. Australia had struggled to score goals before their 4-0 thumping of Indonesia in the round of 16. Ryan says their hopes of winning the title are still alive, and that's what matters most of all.
The most important thing is the results, and you know there can be a lot of outside noise and all that about the team should be doing this and doing that, but football isn't easy. I feel that we've still got a lot of improvement in us, and I think that's a good sign moving forward.
Reigning supercars champion Brodie Kostecki is reportedly on the verge of quitting Erebus Motorsport after falling out with his team. And the field for the Bathurst 12-hour endurance race has been announced. 9 vehicle brands will compete, with 11 cars fielded by international teams. The February 18th race is expected to challenge the laps completed record set last year. Now checking 5AA traffic.
We've got you covered for shade this summer. Visit the Outdoor Scene's new location, Wilton Avenue, Somerton Park.
At Crayford's West, got a truck broken down on the freeway up track near the tunnels. At Winvale, a crash there too, the Golden Way to McIntyre Road. Davern Park, a residual delay to an earlier crash, Peachy Road near Bockington Road. And a burst water main slowing things up at Ridgehaven today, North East Road near Shepherd Street, down to 1 lane. Got a camera too, Majors Road at O'Halloran Hill. Life-changing. The Hospital Research Foundation Home Lottery's $3.6 million grand prize at Henley Beach. Get your tickets now at homelottery.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The latest forecast, partly cloudy, a top of 26 tomorrow, after getting down to 14 overnight. Thursday, mostly sunny, up to 28. Cloud clearing, a top of 29 on Friday. Currently 24. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you, I'm Brenton Braglis. Tonight's headlines: shock revelations of school kids on patches while doing exams. The huge haul of illegal vapes is seized in SA. Frantic work to sell the financially troubled Western Hospital is tonight underway. And iconic vacuum retailer Godfrey's has collapsed, with stores to close and jobs to be lost. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and on 9 Now.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
It's 5 minutes after 6. Coming up at 6:30 tonight, it's the all-famous 5AA Fishing Show with Ned McHenry. And very shortly on the show, we're going to be chatting to Australia Day honoured awardees. Of course, a couple of very deserving South Australians for their service to sport, and with more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland. They're the mighty South Aussies. You can watch on the Foodland live stream as well. We're on Facebook and YouTube.
Well, the Super Bowl 58, Monday, Feb 12, it is in Viva Las... Have you got that?
No.
Oh, come on, Sam.
I wish you did.
My 49ers, yes, so do I, take on the Kansas City Chiefs. They face off in a rematch of the 2020 Super Bowl, I reckon it is.
19.
Oh,
19 in Kansas was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Curtis DuBois is the Outback Quarterback podcast. He joins us now. Curtis, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me, gents. Good to be here.
My 49ers will absolutely smash Kansas City. There you are.
And now for an unbiased point of view, here's Curtis.
well, I'm not sure it's totally unbiased because I must confess I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan. So we're at a conflict already, Rowey.
Okay, we got a challenge.
Let's start with the quarterbacks. Can my man Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, get it together and silence the doubters?
Well, it's a good question. I mean, I think it's quite ridiculous the amount of doubters he does have. For a year and a half now, with the exception of one game here or there, he's performed admirably well. And as you mentioned, Mr. Irrelevant, for those who don't follow the NFL closely, that means he was picked last, the last pick in the draft a couple of years ago, never expected to play, and since coming in for injury a year ago, he's just been unbelievable. So I think he's calm and composed. He's got a great chance to do it.
The thing about the 49ers, Curtis, they get themselves into some trouble, but they can get themselves out of it. That's the confidence you got to have when you're going into a Super Bowl final, a la Tom Brady a few years ago.
Well, exactly, because they've got superstars on both sides of the ball. Nick Bosa on the defense, he's a wrecking ball. But Christian McCaffrey, he's the best running back in football by a long way, and we saw that in the second half of the championship game against the Lions. He was quiet in the first half. Second half, he scores and changed the game. So they've definitely got stars that can pull them out of trouble.
The Chiefs, though, I watched that quarterback show on Rowey's recommendation. Patrick Mahomes.
He's gifted.
Quite a different character too, I reckon.
He is, and it's been a weird season for Mahomes and the Chiefs because normally they rely on basically Mahomes and Travis Kelce and just their powerful offense, but they've had to do it the hard way. It wasn't clicking for most of the year. Their defenses carried them pretty much all year until this last couple of weeks. So he's a guy that if he's on your side, he can get you out of trouble too. He can do the impossible. And look, with the Chiefs, you never worry if they're behind because their last two Super Bowl wins in the last few years, they've come from behind late. So even if the Niners have a late lead, you just don't know.
Okay. So what, the Chiefs are going for their third Super Bowl in 5 years. That says they're a pretty good team, Curtis.
Yeah, I think it's dynasty talk, right, Rowey? I mean,
okay.
3 in 5 years, that's Tom Brady like, that's Patriots like, but they have to get it done. You know, they've made 6 AFC championship games in a row now, and if they come out of that run of 6 championship games with only 2 Super Bowls, if they lose this one, you maybe think, is it slightly a wasted era? Is 2 enough in 6 years of success? So it's there's a bit of pressure on there too.
Jerry Rice, 49ers Hall of Famer. God, I love watching him play. He had a long-standing record that's going to be broken by Kelce. I mean, or it already has been, has it, for playoff receptions?
Yeah, broken on the weekend. And Mahomes and Kelce now the most prolific quarterback and receiver duo in playoffs as well, going ahead of Brady and Gronk.
Yeah, well, I reckon there might be a girl that might put him off his game.
Well, this has been the rumor or the suspicion all year. You know, he wasn't having his best year, Rowey. He'd been very quiet by his standards until basically last week. He was phenomenal. He caught all 11 of his targets, 116 yards and a touchdown. And look, the Ravens were stiff because that Travis Kelce has not performed like that all year. And then he popped up in the most important moment to burn the Ravens. So who knows what he'll dish up in a couple of weeks' time.
Curtis DuBois, the Outback Quarterback Podcast. Okay, you've got a minute here to state the case for a team to win, because a lot of people like to have a little flutter, gamble responsibly, on the Super Bowl. So how do you think it's going to play out? Crystal ball me.
Well, I've tried my best to look at this in an unbiased way, but I think there is one factor that's important, and that is that the pressure is on San Francisco. 7 years Kyle Shanahan has been the head coach, and they've made 4 NFC championship games in that time, but no titles, no Super Bowl rings at the moment. So this is their generation. They traded for Christian McCaffrey a year or so ago, the best running back in the game. He has performed unbelievably well. That trade has turned out perfectly, but if they don't get the ring, there's questions asked. On the other side of the ball, Kansas City, we talked about it. This could be their third in 5 years. They weren't that good through the regular season, got into playoffs, and now that they're there, their experience is shining through. So I do think if Kansas City's defense shows up again like they did last week, they'll get it done in a slightly scrappy game. But if San Fran's superstars, Nick Bosa, Christian McCaffrey, can perform and then Brock Purdy holds it together, then they're a good chance too. If you're asking me to pick one, I think it's KC by a score, but it'll be tight.
Hey, the venue, what were they thinking? Las Vegas.
Well, the other part of that too, Timmy, is that Las Vegas are obviously Kansas City's biggest rivals. So
Yeah.
KC have the chance to go into enemy territory and win one, which would be very ironic. But yeah, it's a strange place to have a Super Bowl. But whatever draws the crowds and whatever draws the eyeballs.
Do you know they've put the teams 25 minutes out of the strip? I reckon they've got armoured guard around both hotels as well, just to keep them in. I mean,
Curtis, if I was the owner of the 49ers, I'd get a busload of hookers and send them out to... What?
No, you can't say that. Don't say that.
Did you dump that?
Yeah, you can't say that,
Get
Stephen.
a busload of ladies of the night and send them out to Kansas City.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say, but don't go there, all right?
Did you like that, Curtis, that call?
I might leave that one alone, Rowey.
Yeah, well played, mate. Hey, of course, a lot of people may know you're a great field umpire for the Sample. How did you see last season, and what are you expecting this year?
I used to be Sample, Timmy. I'm in the AFL these days.
Beautiful.
I've been for a little while. So, yeah, look, it's last year was a great season of footy. I'd missed the prior year with a knee injury all year, so it was just good to be back out on the park, to be honest. I really missed umpiring, if people can believe that. It's great fun. I love doing it, and getting back out there with the big crowds from round one last year was great. So, yeah, we're all just gearing up and doing our thing now. We've got a lot to prepare for as we do every year, so bring on round one.
Hey, just on that, what got you into the NFL? What got you hooked?
It wasn't until I went to America about 5 or 6 years ago. I sort of peripherally followed it for a while, but then I thought, I'll go over there, I'll learn the rules properly and really try and understand the game. And then I got hooked. And being a stat nerd, it's a game for statisticians. There's stats on everything. You can come up with any sort of stat that you like. So that appeals to me. But two of my great friends who I host the podcast with, Matt Maidman and Chris Hall, who is a 200-game Sample player, by the way, mainly for the Eagles. You may know him, Rowey.
Yeah, Hall, great
man. Yeah, so we love it mutually, and we thought, let's give this a crack. We thought there might be a bit of a market for a podcast run by Australians about the NFL, and it's proven to be.
Well done. Curtis the Boy, our guest, the Outback Quarterback Podcast. Get online. Curtis, thanks for your time.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that was
great name. I love that. Outback Quarterback.
Outback
Awesome.
Quarterback.
Yeah.
Local Australian quarterback.
Yeah, and you know what? I know there's a guy called something like Yank that loves Aussie rules, and he watches Aussie rules games and shows his own reactions and everything.
Pat McAfee, I think, is one of the big ones at the moment. He's on ESPN.
That would be really interesting. The guys in the United States listening to our guys speak about it, and just have that different viewpoint, because it's sort of half unbiased, but it's also from another country, getting a different view on their game.
It's a great game. I don't know all the intricacies and the rules, but I know enough of it because I've watched enough of it over the years from the Jerry Rice days back in the foot. As I said, my brother and my sister used to live over there. My cousins are still there.
Yeah.
So I follow it with fleeting interest. Don't care if they win or lose. It's not like my club, the Crows. Or
But as soon as they get to the pointy end.
But you do. And oh, God, it's an unbelievable game of tactics. The coaches,
too many tactics for me.
Well, it is a bit. And there's a lot of, the flag goes up and timeouts and
slow for mine. I like the KO Mini.
A game can go for 4 hours.
Too long.
Well, all eyes will be on Vegas in a couple of weeks' time. We'll review that in a couple of Mondays. It's 15 minutes after 6.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA News has always been Adelaide's most trusted source of news and information for the people of South Australia. And in 2024, we're taking news to the next level. Joining the Adelaide newsroom are two of the most respected and credentialed news people in South Australia, Graham Goodings and Jess Adamson. Get the absolute latest on what's happening in your city every morning with the names you can trust. Graham Goodings and Jess Adamson, part of 5AA's award-winning news team in 2024.
Today I'm talking to Glenn, who is one of Arbor Vitae's many happy customers. Hi, Glenn.
Hello, Leaf.
When did you start taking Arbor Vitae and what for?
My mild arthritis had progressively deteriorated. It was reaching the stage of me being virtually crippled. A friend of mine suggested that I try Arbor Vitae, so I gave it a go.
What benefits have you noticed from Arbor Vitae?
After just the first bottle, the pain went from 8 out of 10 down to a manageable 2 or 3 out of 10.
Are you happy to recommend Arbor Vitae? And what would you tell our listeners about this product?
Absolutely. I've told all my friends to give it a go. The secret is to have 2 or 3 bottles till the pain subsides and check dose that you're having the correct amount.
It's wonderful to hear how much of a positive impact it has had on your life. Thanks for your time, Glenn. Arbor Vitae is an easy-to-take daily supplement that may help manage some of the most common health disorders caused by inflammation. Arbor Vitae health supplements are now available at Chemist Warehouse, Australia's cheapest chemist. arborvitae.com.au. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Mawson Lakes Mazda's 2023 plate clearance sale is on now. Discover amazing deals across the entire range, including free on-road costs on all cars. That's right, free on-road costs across the entire Mazda range. Hurry in to find your perfect model and colour. The sooner you get to the showroom, the better your chance of scoring your dream car. Mawson Lakes Mazda, just a short drive from the city, Salisbury Highway.
Get a read on your year. Get better at money stuff. Get a different point of view. Get your travel on and get in the game. Get school lunches absolutely nailed. Get more out of 24 with The Advertiser. We're for you.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Spend a night at Fawlty Towers with the world's worst hotelier, Basil Fawlty. Don't miss Fawlty Towers, the dining experience. Book now at fringetix.com.au.
Getting off the couch, stepping out with new friends, hiking up a hill, or walking around the block. When you choose walking, every step is a victory. Because wherever you're going, walking wins. It doesn't matter how or when or where you do it, for a healthy mind, body and heart, walking wins. Discover more ways to win at walking with the Heart Foundation. Go to walking.org.au.
Now let's see what's in the swear jar at Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens.
Boy, that's a cookie jar.
Oh, busted. My mistake. Let's see. Here it is. Here's one from Renette, an interior designer at Buy Urban for over 20 years. Renette swears to ensure your dream bathroom becomes a wonderful reality. For a team that swears to deliver on quality and service, see Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide's home renovation experts. Wouldn't mind a cookie.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
This is the 5AA Sports Show.
18 minutes after 6, Ned McHenry's Fishing Show at 6:30. Do not go anywhere. Lots to come with Neddy. But we are going to speak now to a couple of very deserving winners on Australia Day.
Yeah, exactly. A couple of OAMs handed out, which I think is magnificent for people who just absolutely sacrifice themselves for their clubs. And this guy, well, had a pleasure of meeting him 42 years ago. He's been with the Sturt Football Club 43 years.
Back when we were playing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when I was a kid, it was magnificent. He's put so much time into the Sturt Football Club. It's not funny. Nicholas Swingler, OAM, congratulations.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Stephen.
Great
yes,
man.
And
Well
I
done.
still remember those Teal Cup days. So
Weren't they good days? Now, did you go?
They were.
Who was it? I'm trying to remember his name. He was the head trainer, Curtis?
Gordon
Curtis.
was the head trainer.
Yes,
Yeah,
and you went along with him.
yes. He was the assistant head trainer at Sturt to Doug Clark.
Right.
When I started in 1980, and I did a lot of junior footy through that period, and in fact still do now. So, I remember those days very fondly. They were really good days.
Great insight too. For I suppose you got. I love the stories where somebody in the support staff starts in the juniors, goes all the way through the seniors, and puts in as many years as you have now, 43. It's just a journey that you see so much, and so much joy comes out of it because you just interact with so many people.
Yeah, look, I've never regarded myself as just the league head trainer. I've always regarded myself as the club head trainer, and I still have as much involvement with the under 16 and 18 group now as I do with the seniors. They're just as important. So it's become a way of life.
I bet you it has over all of that time.
Well, it's selfless. It's tireless. You're the first there. You're the last to leave. God, you must love Sturt. You must love the people and working with them and helping them. What drives you, Nick? Because this is an outstanding achievement.
Well, look, I guess as a kid I didn't have much choice when I was growing up. It was either go to the footy in our house with Mum, or stay home. And stay at home got a bit boring, unfortunately. So I started going to the footy in 1974, which was a premiership year.
Yeah.
And I got hooked, and then of course we won another one in, sorry Tim, 76.
Yeah, nasty one, that one.
Lost one in 78.
Yes. One and one bounce.
That's exactly right. And those days, it was like all pre-AFL footy then. You actually had to apply to be a trainer. There was no guarantee you were ever going to get in either, because Sturt had like a long-standing network of trainers back in those days. And when I first started here, there were 15 trainers, all who had been here for 10 years plus.
Yeah.
That's certainly not the case now. So, fortunately, Mum used to sit with a family at the footy, and one of their husbands was a room steward, so sort of got in through the back door a bit. But I got hooked and just couldn't get enough of it. Like, you know, it's incredibly intriguing work, and still now, like, it's the sort of job where you keep learning at, and there's always something new. And I guess it's a bit different in SANFL clubs. We don't have the 24/7 professional medical care that AFL clubs have. I've got a network of doctors that I can rely on. I don't have to pick up the phone. But a lot of the time, sports trainers in SANFL clubs and community clubs, they're it. So you're presented with an injured player, and you've got to make the right decisions.
You do. I know you volunteer a lot for the state programs, which is great. A lot of it is honorary. You do all the after-hours medical coordinating and that. You've even taken to recycling cans and bottles to help offset the medical supplies. I could go on and on, Nick. You're an absolute legend, mate. Every club knows you. We walk there. You're part of the furniture. And OAM is just a recognition for the brilliance that you do for that great club in Sturt. And I thank you for your time.
Look, Steve, I'm not quite sure that I've always preferred the quiet achiever role. So
I know.
It's been a bit overwhelming the last week. But look, I think the good thing is it's shone the light on the work of the sports trainers in state league clubs and community footy, and it's also great for the SANFL because it's a very vibrant competition that's very dear to my heart, and I've made a lot of friends through state league footy, and it's given me lots of opportunities as well. So
well done.
I hope it's here for a long time to stay.
It will. Nicholas Swinger, OAM, long-time Sturt head coach and trainer. Outstanding contribution to our game.
Just got a message from Squizzy Squire, Damien. And
there you go.
He said, what a great man Nick is.
How good.
Champion. Let's go to Craig Scott, who also received a OAM. Let's go over there. G'day, Chris. How are you?
Morning, lads. Good afternoon. How are we?
Excellent. So you were the Goody Saints president. We know that. But, geez, you've done heaps in the community. Do you know who nominated you, mate? Did anybody, who dobbed you in?
I've got to find out. That's one of my tasks over the next week. Who actually dobbed me in?
Mate, amazing career, though. I mean, 44 years involved in the community, the Goody Saints Football Club. You've done incredible things there. I know I did the Clubs SA Awards recently, and you guys cleaned up yet again. And your inclusive footy teams that you've brought in, as well as the female programs, you're real, I think, pioneers in that field.
Yeah, look, I think we just got to the stage where the football department was extremely well run. successful, and we really started to look at what else can we do, what things can we do within the community. And as a result of that, we noticed an increase in sponsorship and more people wanting to be involved and players appreciating what the club was trying to do for them as well. So it was a bit of a snowball effect.
Gee, you're a big part of the community, Craig. A lot of your stuff is voluntary. You're also a policeman, but I see here Red Shield Appeal, the breast cancer and mental health education, the Hutt Street Centre. Mate, have you got time to do anything in your life other than donate your time to others?
Yeah, well, I've got 4 kids. What does that say?
Oh, yes!
Oh, whiz, well done. I know what you're doing there. You're getting away from all the duties.
But your whole life you've given to the community, even through your profession.
Yeah, look, it's the people that you come across. Like a really good example is the Hutt Street, where Amanda Blair, and you know Amanda, she was on the management committee, and she worked closely with Hutt Street and the charity work that she does, and just suggested that we get a coffee machine in the canteen, and we get someone who was a part of the Beanstalk program to come in and do as a barista. And it was great for the club, great for the community, and gave someone some skills to hopefully then go on and get a job somewhere and hopefully get them out of that homeless situation. So, you know, you just surround yourself with ideas, people, and then they come up and explain something to you, and then you make it happen. And without Amanda, we wouldn't have had that program. So, yeah, they're really good things you can be involved in.
You're a doer, Craig Scott. Before I go, I jumped on the website, I looked up Goody Saints. I know you're a past president. It said you're still looking for a senior coach. You got one yet?
Yeah, yes, we have got to update that website then, don't we? That'll be another job. I'll get onto that straight after I hang up. You know, Ben Johnson is our head coach for the senior men's, and Shane Pill is the head coach for the senior women. So they're in Division 1 this year. So they've gone from Division 5 and won every year premiership, and now in Division 1. So Shane's a professor at Flinders Uni and lectures on the level 3 coaches courses. So he's outstanding.
Brilliant. Craig Scott, congratulations once again. Thoroughly deserved.
And also, just a very side, Nick Swingler and I went to Dawes Road High School.
Dawes Road High School can be very proud of it. Still exists, doesn't exist, does it?
Yeah, well, it does, because it went from Dawes Road to Pasadena High, and now it's Springbank College. So Nick and I regularly say that we're old collegians.
OAMs now. Craig Scott, well done. Congratulations.
Well done, mate.
Thanks,
Thoroughly
mate. Great
deserved.
chat.
That is
Good on
brilliant.
you.
That's a fantastic couple of stories there, and we love our local community stories in sport. It is time for us to go. 28 minutes after 6. On the other side of this, we have Ned McHenry's Fishing Show. Sports Show back tomorrow at 4.
The 5AA Sports Show. Rowey and Timmy G. 5AA Breakfast.
You see this rampage that these 6 youths went on?